the general hospital. So what we do in UPF, look at senior I made this debate. He had the sick I made this debate. Now, social media measure. Onye ọbụla nwere ọrụ na-ekuzi na-ekwu ma nke onye ekwu ma nke onye ekwu. Mgbe gara aga anyị na-achọpụta na ndị na-azọ ọchịchị na ụfọdụ ụmụnne ha, ụfọdụ ndị ọyị ha, na ụfọdụ ndị ha goro ego na-abịa na-agwa anyị maka ụmụnne anyị achị anyị.
Dara, once again, unmute yourself. And please, all participants, everybody is expected to mute. I've muted everybody. So only Barrister can speak now. Please unmute yourself and continue. Barrister, if you can hear us, unmute yourself and continue.
Okay, so mgbe gara aga anyị chọpụtara na ndị na-azọ election ndị chọrọ ịchụ UIU na-asị na ha ekwu okwu na social media, mana ụmụnne ha, ndị ọyị ha, ndị ọgọ ha, ndị ikwu na ibe ha, na ndị ha na-akwụ ụgwọ na-abịa na social media na-agbazi anyị ihe nwanne anyị ya emere anyị, ma ọ bụ ntu anyị na nwanne anyị ya esi wee rụkọ na ọ bụrụ na atụọrọ ya akwụkwọ chịba UIU. So ihe anyị meziri kịta na UPF bụ ịfụ na anyị gbara mbọ ndị agha, onye agha chọrọ echi anyị ya bịa ka anyị na-enye anya ka ọ gwa anyị ihe ọ ya eme n'ụkọ. This is the best way anyị esi wee reduce the tension, the best way anyị esi wee play down on ndị egoro ego ịbịa na-akparị ụmụnne ha na social media. Let's hear directly from the person who wants to lead us. Onweghị ebe esi enweta onweghị ebe UIU si enweta ego. Onweghị ebe UIU si enweta ego iche na-abụghị local gọọmenti na-enye. So na UIU dependere na anyị bụ ndị ụkpọ ịtụkọta ego na iji wepụta ije ụkwụ na iwepụta okwu ọnụ ka afọ ọgaranihu. So ọ bụrụ na UIU bụ anyị nwa ka ha na-edepend on to get that thing done, then onye ya achị needed rally support around him. Nke a ga-akwado ibido onwe opportunity to start it before the election, so that after the election we've already know him, we already know what he wants to do, we already know his proposals, we already know what he's going to do for us, and we'll start waiting. No time ọ chọrọ anyị nye the support anyị kwesịrị inye. So all ihe UPF na-emeba mana ọ bụghị iwu. Onye chọrọ na ya abịagwa anyị okwu, onye achọkwa anyị gwakwa ntụ ọzọ nwere ike isi wee gwa ndị ụkpọ okwu. Ihe a na-ekwu bụ ka ọ dị mma. Matter had the number of platforms, matter the number of debates, matter the number of places I want opportunity to listen to them, irrespective of our individual opinions, individual biases against any of the candidates. They have the opportunity to talk to us. Ndị ha na-agwa okwu abụghị ụmụazị. Onye ọbụgwa okwu ihe anụmanụ ihe o kwuru. Ndị na-ajụ ha ajụ, ifu na ndị na-ajụ ha ajụ na ndị na-organize the debate na-achọ imewu ha emewu. Ndị ụkwa abụghị ụmụazị, ihe afụ na ihe a na-eme bụ ka emewu onye. So, and I encourage ndị ọbụla na-azọ election na ndị na-azọ presidential election anaghị agba fọm na UIU election. So ọ bụkwa onye kwuru na ọ chọrọ ịzọkwa opportunity dị osokwa participate n'ihe a, and maka na ọsọsọ mmadụ na-abụ ka anyị nwegoro idea na-azọ anyị invite mmadụ na-abụ nke mbụ Dara Obiekunie Chukwu Ignatius Nwawulu reservations, mana m nwere nchekwue na as a gentleman ọ bụ, and having made his commitments na ọ ya abịa ebe a taa, and anyị anụkwa for him. Onye nke ọzọ bụ Okechukwu Felix Oke Japan. Ejekwara m akwụkwọ ya nwasị m na ihe nwere ka ahụ kama na ọ bụrụ ha na ihe ya ebe opportunity ka agwa ndị ụgbọ ntụ ihe a chọrọ ime na ya akawo ihe ọbụla bụ ihe ya nwere ka anyị nọrọ ebe a, and I hope that he will be there. Ndị ụgbọ biko ni ka mmechizie ebe a maka ọ dị ka ngafe na ihe kwesịrị inye m ka anyị negezie ha ntị mara ihe ha nwere ha ya agwa anyị ka Chineke gọzie anyị niile.
Thank you so much, Dara. Afam, you said a lot of people are waiting to join. I can see 8 people in the waiting room, but one of the conditions is that people must join with their real names. I'm seeing the 8 people, they all have pseudonyms. Anybody can be iPhone, Huawei, Galaxy, you know. So
okay, can I make a suggestion, sir?
Yeah.
Sorry, sir. Ebe ọ bụ na ya amakpọ ihe a amakpọ before ebido ihe a, ka anyị nabata onye ọbụla kama o ruzie mgbe anyị ajụ ajụjụ, sọsọ ndị iyi enye ohere ịjụ ajụjụ bụ ndị tinyere afa ha ka anyị mara ndị anyị na ha na-ekwu. So asị m kwu asị ka anyị nabatazie na onye ọbụla kịta.
Everybody is admitted.
Hello?
Everybody are admitted.
Mana ihe kwu onye mara eso jụọ ajụ ya tinye afa ya.
Yes.
Ka anyị wee mara onye anyị na-eme.
And I'm post here now the message now. So nobody is in the waiting room. The only person on the waiting room now be one Infinix Note 4 Pro, but the connection. So today, like I said earlier, we have 14 questions to be asked. But before then, we want to call on the contestants or the aspirants to please introduce themselves and tell us what we do not know about them. Do we have the contestants here? Do we have the people that Dara just mentioned? Dara, can you mention the names of the one is so that I can search them up to see if they're here? Okay, Felix Okeke, right?
Yes, okay, Felix Okeke and
yeah. Okay, Felix Okeke is here. I'll just told him to let me spotlight his video. Okay, this is from the name that I've seen here. This is the Okay Felix Okeke that I saw here. So if it's not the one, I come the name. No onion for Africa can spotlight it. So if you are truly
a wiper, give it today.
Yeah. Well done, sir. So we're waiting for you. You have you've heard all that we said before. We're waiting for you to introduce yourself while we call on the other contestants. You've got 20 minutes to tell us what we don't know about you and why you're here today.
Try to unmute him.
Mm-hmm.
No, unmute again.
Unmute yourself. No, unmute yourself. You can unmute yourself. I've asked you to unmute. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. Am I there?
Yes, of course you're here.
Ukpor ekenezuomonu. Afam bụ Okay Felix Okeke. Abụ m onye Ụmụdiji Ụmụọham Ukpor. Ebi m Lagos. Abụ m the immediate past chairman Ukpor Improvement Union Lagos branch. I was there for about 7 years. I handed him over in February 2020 to the incumbent chairman, Chief Bats Okechukwu. I developed interests in a contest for PG after I handed over. The reason why I declared my interests, but now, as somebody who has been on the system for some time, UIU since emergence of Press John Okoli as the PG, I have played one role or the other. And one major thing we achieved from that time was peace. Before there were a lot of court cases, there were a lot of issues in UIU. Man, we decided that peace is in Lagos, then other branches are in the central, but we were going nowhere. We achieved it to the glory of God. From then to Chief Isaac Madago, to Colonel Ogunna, to the President PG. There is something we noticed. Ukpor is turning out to what we didn't plan for. And what was it? To bring the Ukpor together. Peace. That is one thing I know for some time now is not like what we planned. And now I'm no any community, any association, and we have peace. Progress is not difficult. We have a monopoly of knowledge though, but one good thing they are applicable in these things about being somebody who is ready to take suggestion, to know where your limits should stop. We did it in Lagos, Open Magic, without hassles. For the 2 tenor I know in Lagos, there was no crisis. Most people are listening to me. If you are not in Lagos, you want to know Lagos. You want to know Lagos, you want to know Lagos. Is something that is there. Why did we even come to Lagos in the first instance? When we came to Lagos, I Lagos. Some of the things I suppose you didn't know, and we came here, to some extent, people said we tried. I believed them. Because we were able to do certain things that were not normal. Certain things were not ordinary. And some of those things, just very few, are things we want to transform to Imiena Ukpor. I'll say, no, Lagos branch, Mom, and I be in Lagos. The first time we came, and when we came, we didn't like what was there. We reformed it. While we were reforming it, we formed a youth wing. Because I'm someone who believes in the youth. I respect the elders. I carry my lungs along in whatever I do. The youth wing did well. Because by the time we came, there was no youth wing. It didn't come that easy anyway. Special thanks to the committee that worked towards that. Today, I think our branch is the only branch, to some extent, the central body, an active youth wing that successfully did the election, handed over. Today, they are doing well. And the advantage of that is making us, the main wing, not to lack people, not to lack leadership, Enwezi nke ijezi na ayo ndị mmadụ bịa bụrụ member. From there you graduate. Youth among themselves now, they interact. I know a lot of them really go to Ukpor. But they don't all kita. Here those youth more carrying some of people need Ukpor more. Because even when we started it, I told them the first 5 people that they had a prize. Before you know it, if you count more than 10, 20 now, to some it might not be anything, but to me, I think making people know where they come from. Very difficult. It's okay. That was not it all. Okay. IBIDO. So many things. Our hall was not what it is now. Our youths were always asking, now when they were growing up, when we were all growing up, and about tournament in Ukpor, I remember we looked at it. We did it in Lagos. Because I like working with people, we were doing it on its own. I made a boss, thank God for the guy that hosted us, the current chairman. Now what he did, and they told us to move wine. I know about ball. I bought 12 teams. At the same time, because raising money and had an easy thing. We brought all these things together and we did what we termed Ukpor Festival. In that Ukpor Festival, you two are turned up. Who is who were turned up? We raised some good money, which we used in renovating our hall. These few things, a central body, it will bring people together. One promise, Camelo, New Ombosano military in Hall, Lagos. As I know, Bosom Jebel, New was in Lagos. I'm major John Duke because I'm a hand. Because of the membership, the city I need. But to the glory of God, by the time I handed over in Lagos branch, the membership I handed over, about 70 to 80% of people reached out under my tenure. Why did it happen? Because I had to leave my comfort zone to go and look for our people. I am not, and would not want to be a leader man other than my comfort zone. And I have my comfort zone.
I guess he's frozen. Let's give him some moments to see if he's going to come back. Tessie, I'm going to find out why you're not hearing anything anymore, but I believe that Mr. Okeke is frozen. So wait for him to come back. Thank you. I think he got yanked off. We'll patiently wait for him to get back as soon as he can. Thank you for your patience. Okay, thank you, Tessie. You're back. Chukuma, that's I guess you're right.
When I open on a side of Moody, that towards my house, network will be better than my area.
Oh my God. We'll wait for you to patiently come back. I'm happy that Tessie can now hear us. Let me reiterate our message once more. If everyone is listening, I'm sending a message out again that we all need to have our real names before we can be recognized. No pseudonyms. Okay, Felix. Okay, so he's now you're back. It's now you're back.
I think ndị number by open on Moody's towards my house. Network is good there. I'm serious about it. Because you need a very strong network to get connected to this platform.
Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to tell somebody made a suggestion while we wait for him. Can you possibly unmute everybody so that we can introduce ourselves?
Okay, I can do that. But another thing is hold on, I need to admit you. Another thing is okay, he's on. Another thing is when everybody's unmuted, how do we take the order of introduction? So we can pick one after the other in the order of appearance and ask them to unmute and introduce themselves, then they, or you think?
I think it's your call.
Yeah, let's introduce ourselves. I've unmuted everybody, so you can now unmute. And I'll start from my top left-hand corner. I can see Chukuma. Chukuma, I've asked you to unmute. Can you introduce yourself?
Afambo Chukwudi Chukwuma. Aboyumudi Jumohamobo. I joined Zuma from Dallas, Texas. Organirubo, we had choro. So far, so good. Obidimuma, Ifumunem Tata, Dalunu.
Thank you. You can now, okay, I'll meet you. Mr. Okeke is back. What do we do? Do we continue or we wait for him to finish? How do we go about it? What do you think, Chris?
I think we'll give him that opportunity to round up. I've been checking the time. He has just 11 minutes to round up his brief introduction.
All right.
So practically in between, we'll have a little break and let others introduce themselves.
Okay. So I'm spotlighting him now. He's coming on. Yeah, Mr. Okeke, you can start from where you stopped. We've been patiently waiting. Go ahead. Okay, I think he's still having issues with connection, so we can go back to our introduction. So the next is Mr. Lawrence Onuchukwu.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, the bank Kenemono. Afambo Honorable Lawrence Onuchukwu. Aumonyo Kohia Umudiji Umohawopo. I joined this Zoom number there. Can we sotinyo on Neha Neku so e nwere ihe na-eme back home ihe gbasara election mana ihe nchọrọ add n'ime biko na ihe metụrụ ụmụnne ka a na-eme ewereta ọnụ nnukwu oyibo ka anyị wee na-aghọta na nche niile bụ ndụ ụkpọ esi bụ na ozugbo ndị Fulani nọ n'ime anyị.
However, Ikuchala,
however, my elder brother Obunna Kuna network Umudiji Nakia the better than Kumu. That is not correct.
Okay. We'll take notice of that. Take this to that.
Thank you.
I cannot respond to him. He is the deputy chairman, Anambra Abuja Municipal Area Council. So I'm under him. I will get better from so no response, sir.
Okay, I'm going to give me. The next is Mr. Kudinobi, Esquire. Can you unmute yourself and speak to us?
Ndị be anyị ekene ụmụnụ afọ m bụ Akụninobi Rex Tochukwu. I'm a lawyer. I joined from Lagos. I'm onye Ukpor Ezana n'Umunuko Umuehim Ukpor. Daalụnụ.
Thank you. Nnemeka Ogunna, unmute yourself and talk to us.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sure.
Ndị be anyị ekele m unu. Aha m bụ Nnemeka Alexander Ogunna. Ụnụ ahịa amachi onye mbụ mana abụ nwa former PG Colonel Ogunna. Based out of Houston, Texas currently. I figured na mma join unu mara ihe na-eme n'ụnụ. Mara kwa ka m esi aka contribute to ọganihu ndị Ukpor.
Thank you so much. Sonny Akibude, unmute yourself and talk to us.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sure.
Okay,
no.
Mo Sonny Akibude, obere nwanne Remy Jones. Mo awonyo call you mo DJ mo amoko. And currently the chairman of Petroids, UK and Ireland in K. Obumike Ohebu our first secretary. Or how I wouldn't you already union before Lara. So currently I'm the chairman of Petroids UK. I'm based in London with a lot of Ondo. I read about 25-30 members here. So as I come join on the talk, I'm where Marian and Megasibai, so that our whereby is what they can contribute to the mobile. I had out and ready to do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sonny. For the benefit of those that joined late, Afambo Ikechukwu Ikikeron Abmonye Zengwebe, in Boston, Massachusetts. Titus Okoye. Oh, please unmute yourself and talk.
Checking out. Okay, he's back, coming back.
Hello.
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, after I'm Okoye, I'm Monye Umuhamobo. I've been Lagos. More about the chairman Umuhamano na Lagos Uduhe. I can assume.
Thank you, Titus. So we go back, Chris, we go back to admit Felix. Then we continue. I know we stopped with Titus. We'll continue with others. What do you think?
That's fine.
Okay.
Maka imano ha batara iji nwe meeting na anya se so ndị chọrọ ịzụ ọchịchị anyị na-enye ha the timing as long as network permits.
Okay. So I'm asking you to start his video so that we can spotlight him. He's coming on. Mr. Okeke, we are here. You can continue from where you stopped. Can you hear us? You can hear us. You can hear us. Go ahead. Mr. Okeke, can you hear us? Oh, he's trying to connect. He's connecting to the audio. Now you're connected. So go ahead. Unmute yourself. Good. It's okay now.
Okay, now I'm okay. Fine. Mohammed no. But all the same, generally, I was about on the reason why I want to contest. The bottom line is that we want to see if we can transform what we did in Lagos to Ukpor. Starting with the peace initiative, because I know Lagos without any conflict, and we want to translate it to Ukpor. I've told you a little bit about my participation from onset till date. Now, the way Ukpor now, I job na chukunyala anyaka, obono nwabo ndi Ukpor agree to return Ukpor to a round table. Because I think what Ukpor needs now mostly kitabo and you believe in one agenda. It doesn't matter who brings the agenda. What matters is it viable? Will it favor us? Because now some of the things men are Lagos, they are not all my ideas. They are not. But the most important thing, then you bring the person to the table. How do we do it that it will work? As we progress, I will say one of the things I actually believe in, why it worked and why it didn't work, and why it will work now. Because authority, if you have the authority to implement certain things, it will be easier for you than when you want to sell an idea that is not bought. Most of the things they want to tata is more no totumbo. Ebido hand to an end to yakose. Mana, who am I? The minority will have their say, the majority will have their way. One of the things I like in Obuna, whether I win or I don't, I like Obunaga Achubokta Tinyanyabo. One budo, two security. Security is very, 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 very important in any community. Because now in any confidence, I'm all going to some people not that they will sleep in Ukpor. It is going back to that now. Why? These are things that are by God's grace. We get there. We will look into it. I'm a name issue about lights, electricity in Ukpor. What can we do? We've identified one of the things that the problem. What can we do to remedy it? Amamna, anyway, issue of villages. Anyway, too many things here. A central body. Man, the most important thing is not the mass na zoban. Azotana. There was obute. Obuna, I rule with help of you guys because ufunya heme badanana ufusia heme ohia. No ebe ukusibasi were. This is a way I have always believed in. One practical example, the first men at Lagos, bringing them together is not, it wasn't my idea. Oh, one guy in the morning, can't you bring this thing together? Now I'm with contact in a stadium. Almost a buying a ball, nobody have a ball in a stadium, ever had a dream since. They'll be very glad. Is that really? I have 1 or 2 contacts. On the buy, it's not my personal money. But the thing is, do they believe in the thing you are doing? Do they trust you? Just like this forum we take today. I'm very pleased. Do they hear them and buy for the very, very first time? I'm more interest for a community job. I said back one door. It is a thing that works emulating, and is one of the things we will implement, we will emulate to make us move on. About time, we will talk more. Where any question that comes along the line, I'll be very glad to answer it. Either to your satisfaction, not to your satisfaction, but at least let me say something. Able tomorrow. Your position is not known. This is an opportunity to let my position be known. Let everybody's position be known. Without this, anyway, why I want to contest, I will go. Even if, let me not mention anyway, why do I have interest? I will always say it. I've been saying it. So gentlemen and ladies, and no more I don't. And with Udo, I think everybody will came.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Chris, do you have something to say before we move on?
Can we check? We can check our list to know if the second.
Okay, give me the second name. Oh, Chris, your voice.
I think I know him. Ignatius.
Yep.
Ignatius is the second name.
Ignatius. There is no Ignatius here. What's his last name?
Wawulu. Ignatius is Chukwu Wawulu.
That's that's the problem with Indijan. Indijan with all these pseudonyms. It might be here now, but if there's any Ignatius Izuchukwu Wawulu, because there were a lot of people joining with pseudonyms, Biko, raise your hand and I can spotlight you. I'm trying to go through the names. I've searched for Ignatius Izuchukwu Wawulu, but I can't see any. But if you are here, we have 51 in total here. If you're here, please raise your hand. And when you're again, be a try be now, put taking at the screen so that okay, Tessie, because there are title name. You're getting about title name, yeah. Tessie Chim from Nanya. Raymond. Okay, Obiekunye. All right. Obiekunye. None. No, I don't any Obiekunye here. Or is Dara Obiekunye? Let me put Dara. Dara. Obiekunye. No, though people are still joining. Maybe he's he will join us later. So
okay. I pick from introduction. Can more people begin to visit themselves?
Right? Okay. So I was in Titus Okoye. So onye nke ọzọ ga-agwa anyị about onwe ya bụ Kenneth Nwosu. Kenneth, unmute yourself and talk to us.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening. Ndị be anyị ekene m unu. Afa m bụ Kenneth Nwosu, abụ m onye ụmụọgazi ụmụahụ Ukpor, ụmụnna na Lagos. And oge m flew about this debate na UPF forum. I be very, very interested, especially oge kwu no ka the contestants ka ha pụta ka ha gwa into her choice where she Ukpor, which is very, very necessary because no ya help carry onye ọbụla along, onye ọbụla mara ife a na-mara ebe a na-aga mara etu esi wee nye aka. Ọkwara nke onye ọbụla ma onye akwụsị onye ọbụla wil n'onu agbara na ọ bụ onye ọbụla ọsọ ya bụrụ wil, onye ọbụla enwe ike ịpụta onwe ka esi wee nyenwe aka onye ahụ enye aka afụ na enwere udo n'ụkpụkpa gaa n'iru. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kenneth. Onye ọzọ Osita Moore, omiti onwe gị ka ị gwa anyị something about yourself.
Ndị Ukpor kenezo m unu. Ọ ga-adị na mma. I'm from Lagos State. Abụ m chairman Agba na Improvement Union Lagos branch. So ihe a na-eme dị maka enwe ike n'olu ndị chọrọ iche ga-ama na ha nwekwa ihe a bụ n'obi dị mma ga-enyere aka maka ọganihu Ukpor. So a na-asị na ndị gbara mbọ ọ ga-adị ha mma. Ekenezo m unu.
Thank you. Ekene dịrị gị. Anya Bosin PC. Biko, unmute. Talk to us.
Ndị Ukpor, ekenezo m unu. Afa m bụ Engineer Anya Bosin Paulinus. I joined them from Lagos. Abum, the current coordinator Ukpor projects. Former financial secretary under Madison at UIU Lagos. Present representative of Ukpor na ASDU. When I say I'm here, na eme ebo kam osiri kwesi na eme. Mara dị na chairman ọnọdụ ka anyị na-azụ tata. No nwere grupu mụchara anyị ndị mana ya ama na forum a. Mana nwere grupu mụchara anyị mana ọnya bụ ụfọdụ bido ihe ụzọ nke ọ na-eje. Ọkwa ga na-azụzi azụ ihe. Wee mana ọ bụ ọganihu ka anyị nwere. Wee na-asị na ka Okechukwu siri kwu udo ka a chọrọ. Ihe ebute na ọgba aghara ebidoro nkewa. Mana ọ ya dịrị Ukpor mma, Ukpor ya gaa n'ihu n'afa Jizọs Kraịst wee nwanyị.
Amen.
Daalụ.
Amen. Chris.
Yes.
We continue or we go take questions and come back because I don't know about the time. I don't know how patient or impatient the people are. Since we know, I know we're waiting for the other contestant. I need to check the other contestant, man or guy, but there were a lot of network issues. So what do you think we do?
Ihe mere na-ebu na the introduction dị mma maka na I would say that if for this Zoom meeting, I was highly interested in it because you bridge barrier. I know the contestants, the Kugoro no Oku now, must have been seeing a lot of faces apart from Denyana Hanona Lagos Ogafube before. And I'm also happy connecting with a lot of persons. I'm sure most of the people on this meeting, they're very, very happy to hear from every other person, introduction and all that. I think what we'll do, we'll take some questions, go back to introductions. Currently, I'm worried about 52 participants.
Mm-hmm.
So, mana ọ gara dị mma ọ bụ na enwe ike imesi introduction, then ịgbakwa from the audience enwezikwa ajụjụ ha ya ajụ apart from our own pre-selected questions.
Okay. All right, so we crave for your indulgence because let's put faces to the names. Here I might take a much little time. So 191 Tessie. Unmute yourself and talk to us. Tess, we can't hear you. While we're waiting for Tessie, go ahead, unmute yourself and talk to us. We can't hear you. Okay, while we're waiting, I'll come back to you. Maybe there's anyway here the wrong with your audio. I'm from Cyprian Poapo. So I'll go over to Esther. Esther, because I need to get complete. I borrow Esther's iPhone. Just change your name, then we can come to you. Cyprian Okonkwo, I'll mute and talk to us. Cyprian, unmute yourself.
Okay, mụ abụ Cyprian Okonkwo. Ọ na-anụ ihe m na-ekwu? Okay, mbụ ya dịrị onye ọbụla mma n'aha Jizọs. Abụ m Cyprian Okonkwo. Ana m ajoin m unu na Jos. Onye Ukpor nọ na Jos, onye ebe ka mbụ ụmụ Dara Ezika. N'ebe ọmụ bụ current chairman UIU na Jos. So that's in here and na UPF mama list ụmụ ihe abụọ ọganihu ka ọ bụ kemgbe m ji eburu mmadụ John Behemodimiti man very hard if we have so ekpere mbụ ihe nwanne anyị nwoke nke anyị Frank gwara anyị ekwu Chineke nyere aka win nye mee ka o si wee kwu maka ihe ọbụla amara eme na-adị mma ọ ya dịrị onye ọbụla mma n'aha Jizọs. Amen.
Okay, thank you, Bro Cyprian. I'll go over again to my sister Tessie. Because I can introduce the guy named Snappy after you on your Bible. I can with a lot of time, to advise. Tessie. Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, and afọ mbụ Teresa Obi nwa ọkpụ Nsugbe mụrụ nwa dị aṅa n'ebe ndị ebe nọ nga nne m ochie nna m ochie nụ. Ana m akpọ from Maryland, USA.
No. Esther Oluchukwu Okeke.
Ndị be anyị ekene m unu. Afọ m wụ Esther Oluchukwu Okeke nke onye chiri nya zere. Abụ m onye Nzaya. Ana m akpọ from Las Vegas, USA. Mụ abụ secretary ndị UIU na USA. Ana m ekene unu. Amen.
Amen. No. Austin Abasin. Unmute yourself and talk to us. Austin, unmute yourself. While we're waiting for Austin to unmute yourself, I'll go over to Chris. Chris, speak quickly. Just tell us. I know we've done it before, but for the benefit of those that came in late.
Okay, Afambo Christopher Ogochukwu Ndubuisi. I'm Monye Nzaga. I'm calling in from Uromi in Edo State.
Thank you, Chris. Victor Okeji.
Okay. Ndị be anyị ekene m unu. Afa m wụ Victor Okeji. Ahụ m onye Ụmụike na Ụmụahụ. Ahụ m nwa MI Nwokeji mba na Barago. Obi dị m ụtọ na join unu na Zoom meeting na today. Daalụ.
Thank you. Ben Okeke. Ben Okeke. Okay, we can't hear him. I'll move over to I've done Sonia Kubude. Move the I came to BC.
Hello, hope you can hear me.
Yes.
My name is Ikechukwu Ndubisi Abumoye Nzaga. I'm calling in from Istanbul, Turkey. After Dara Mekene Ogo, good evening, sir. Dara, I'm going to thank you so much.
Yeah, the platform I will meet to know more now. So again, open now for onye na-ekwu okwu na ọ bụ na ọ dị apụta na screen. Ị ga-ebe the speaker view. I click ya, onye ọbụla na-ekwu okwu ga-apụta na screen gị ifu ihe onye ahụ.
I've already done that.
Ben Okeke, did you go ready?
Yeah, I've already done that.
Okay. All right, thank you. If I need to put Jenku,
Evening.
Yes.
Good evening. Good evening. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello.
We can hear you.
Okay. Fine. I'm joining this meeting from Abuja, Nigeria.
Thank you. JPN Okuba.
Am I on?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Afambu Jompo Nanyelugo Okuba Mudiji no Mahabo. And no Abuja we here. Well, not be the one, let me find it. So, unless you could hide them. Now, when so line by line, but so okay, who has been now which the one I put it and make case in there.
Okay, thank you. Meet is your wiki. I'll go back to Remy Nakife.
Ndị be anyị ekene m unu. Afọ m bụ Chukwuemeka Remi Nnakife. Abụ m nwa di m Orioha. Esi m Lagos. Nwanne igirigini. Esi m Lagos were akpọ. Ti mere ife na-eje. Daalụnị.
Thank you.
So because I nwere ike da sports ndị na-ekwu okwu maka ụnụ si ekwu n'ihe Zoom. The only face I have is our brother Victor. Okay, he's a very handsome man, guy.
So
only
Victor can have face.
I've been hanging over here.
Victor, okay. Okay. So I click here, speaker view. Then only open a will be spotlighted. Only I get jack here, put an screen. Top left hand, top right hand corner, speaker view. Click on it.
I've been hanging on over here.
You've been hanging over there?
Oh yes, of course, Ike. Okay.
Yeah, but you're gone, right?
Yeah, no, you've not asked me any question. I have to introduce myself.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please go ahead.
My name, sir, Austin Ifeanyi Chukwuagwasi. From Mudara Emenahi Ehimne Hiodo in Umunuko. I'm calling from my hilltop in Lagos, in Ukpor here. I'm in Ukpor right now talking. Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
I am Austin Ifeanyi Chukwuagwasi, calling from Ukpor. Mudara Emenahi Ehimne Hiodo. Numunuko.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, I love what the people did. But next time, please bring it to Ukpor Town Hall so that we can use Skype or whatever means. I love what you guys are doing. Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Interested in.
Thank you.
All right.
Chris, where did we stop? Ifeanyi is it Chukwuemeka P? It keeps changing. Raymond Atuoku, he's connecting. So we'll go over to Afam Chukwuemeka.
Sorry, I wanted to make a suggestion. Upon Afam Chukwuemeka, and when it came 14 questions from what you said at the beginning. About 14 questions. Upon Afam Chukwuemeka, and when you draw 1 or 2 or 3 questions, I make my introduction. Of course, in the beginning should be introduced by the Kamagaina and another question. Let me make my introduction as we go.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
It's a suggestion. I will not be acceptable. Maybe you can
okay.
consider.
It's okay. Someone has already said that before. Now that's the second voice, so we have to go with that. Afam Chukwuemeka, unmute yourself and talk to us so that we can go to asking of questions.
Good day. I joined from Abuja. I think I can on platform Amaka. So I'm going to take.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So I'm going back to spotlight Mr. Felix Okeke, because as it is now, while people were talking, I'm searching for that Ruby Kunie, but I forgot me. So, man, as soon as he comes on, we'll bring him on. So, Mr. Felix Okeke, we can see a blank screen. Abone na nihaini, who come to your screen. Mr. Felix Okeke. Felix Babrondacha. Technology. That's enough. Mr. Felix Okeke in Abone na nihaini biko come to your screen. iPhone in live, but you can come to your screen. People are still coming in. I know jog some questions. I'm still having problems with this video. Start your video and mute yourself. Yeah, you can hear me and your video is on.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can see you.
Yeah, but we can see.
Why?
Screen, but it's okay. You can talk to us while trying to fix your screen. You can hear us, right?
Loud and clear. I can
see everybody. Yeah, we wouldn't know what's wrong with the visual.
Maybe the device is using has shifted and focused on somewhere else.
Probably.
It's not facing you. Is the device facing you directly?
Yes. It's been the same.
Yeah, and nothing is blocking your camera.
Nothing. This started when Victor was on the screen.
Mm-hmm. We can
hear your voice. Let's hear you.
So we'll start with, like we said earlier, we have about 14 questions to ask. And Chris, you can help me look at the people that are coming in to see if you can admit them while I'm talking. So the total of 14 questions, you have about 5 minutes to answer them. And then we move on to other one. If there is any question that we have, we'll write that a day, then at the end of the day, a pick they got the question, then I draw question. So I brought question and answer now. I draw question, then when you ask the question a day, then we'll call them up. onye ọbụla jụzie ihe ọ chọrọ ịjụ. So I think we are permitted to Mr. Felix,
loud and clear.
Okay, so we are permitted to use ngiri Igbo, asụrụ Igbo asụrụ Oyibo, ka nke ekwe anyị sụrụ Igbo asụrụ Oyibo, nke ekwe asụrụ Igbo asụrụ n'Igbo, ma ihe anyị na-ekwu bụ na onye ọbụla aghọta ihe anyị na-ekwu. So the first question, Mr. Felix Okeke, in your, oh, thank God, here you are. In your opening remarks, you made reference to serving as the chairman of the UIU branch in Lagos.
Yes.
So, what was your relationship within the branch under your leadership and the UIU central body in relation to community development?
Okay. Are you seeing me now?
Yes, everybody is on a spotlight.
Okay, beautiful. That is good. The relationship would be between my lead exco at Lagos and central body. That's what you mean, right? Or lead UIU Lagos and central body.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was as good as it should be. I will elaborate, right?
Yes.
Under the watch as when using Jews in a Lagos branch, we related with central body very cordially. It is on record that now, where the present governor win first election here, that it was from Lagos, guys who raise the fund, made one full page advert. And this an advert about the PG of Ukpor and the Igbo of Ukpor. We only wrote now and they're powered by Lagos branch. The PG was so happy that not that we opened the PG and then the PG in Anambra State. I still have it till today. We had that good relationship that now Express on the road. That I was in a meeting never they discuss on behalf of Lagos branch. We borrowed them 130,000 naira, which the then PG say, and to the glory of God, I saw the signs on that road then. UIU Lagos branch, the first 300,000 naira we hospital in Ukpor. On behalf of Lagos branch. I joined forces with the finally, when he agreed to come, we brought the money to a host here. Open a good relationship. All this won't be coming. Okay, now run on a Lagos branch. We were remitting money to central body. My name on a constitution AG around central body now. Money is not expected from any branch. They have reverted it to membership on your own. Go and pay your levy. Because we go and remit to central body 1,000 naira development levy for every year for 1,000. So not a low rogue number. I knew the bill. So, but in this present administration, you are not expected to remit anything. You are expected to go and pay your development levy to your ward leader. That was the relationship we had. Executive meetings where I attended. Thank God there were some critical issues. But an executive meeting, I make my point known. One was my personal view then, was Nandi General Dohana Fobo were lock-up shops. It's fine, it's good. Manarucha lock-up shops, see whether one or two, why have and them more do because no one here, your forefathers made it when you have the other. My voice was among the minority then. As long as they are not on double number or to now convert it to property, I don't have a problem with that. I know it's PK. I was assured not that possible. Only God knows where we are today. I'm on the executive meeting. Ije court. I made a comment in which I said there now. That nana ipon Ije court. I will hate him and the buying. One white one Ije court. Not the him man. On another court issue, we discussed in the executive. I'm going to say her. Nandi buying we case settle issues. Now, I don't want to case. Thank God, when this introduce to have a new Mudiji ever. Only Mudiji or only Mudiji police for 20,000 naira. Fine, good. You will talk to police without a buying. Only Mudiji or only Mudiji. You will talk with, and I have not 40,000 naira. Because I'm another believer of a system.
Okay, Mr. Felix.
Okay.
We have. I'm gonna have to question now. My able now because of time. I need 5 minutes to every question. So I am going to keep now. So in case only Charlie Jojo big on it, Daniel, and I have Jojo now. We'll come to that later. So the next question, Gabo, Chris, you ready?
Yes. Ginebo, your views concerning Ukpor Civic Center. Makana Unoka, even though Ogen Perempe, I know the Jena Center, Jegwegu. My grandfather's house, which is George Uba, Azubek, I see Abba Center, Jegwegu, used to be a very public place. And Kitan, Unoka, Abachigo Center. Makana, since AG hand is over schools, Nanambra, I think during P2B to Ndonoka, is almost like almost that center now about their property. So Guinea your by God's grace, win the election. What will you do regarding the public space?
It's okay, thank you, Chris. Civic Center wasn't a new thing to us. Before this administration came in, it was agreed now at Civic Center, and they promised us as fast as possible. But unfortunately, today they went to the Civic Center. Then my approach will be this way: on this Civic Center, and we're one prominent son, Onyumunuko, who told me in her volunteer line with 10 million naira. The president administration rejected it. There and then I told him, no PG, first of all. Nama narona na 10 million, grade yenya, boy fence, ronya fields. First of all, when we go there, because I'm talking to you now, because of it, too possible, I'm going to common land. Then, but it won't stop me. I told him direct from Elo Civic Center, even though the Civic Center. And I'm before now, Elo Civic Center, unfortunately, one or two little politics is still holding him to go down. And I believe if I'm saddled with the leadership position, I got a low Civic Center because as of today, I'm not supposed to give one a bar, go a bendo one hour back up unkeha. I'm not supposed to give one name when he go by name when they weapon. Knowing the rotation system, you go ship by it. I suppose you a place here when you believe he takes position. Ebe fields, ebe some clubs and associations they affiliated to UIU will give me space or something. Ebe had any meeting, ebe had anything they want to do as long as no property. And honestly, it will surprise you. Na interest in the choice sponsor, no do kind no carry interest in the natural the place actual. I know one-on-one, I discuss with somebody. I said, I move this machine. I will tell the Lord, please. So I am an ardent believer that we are long overdue for a civic center. When also when a civic center, I'm more than assuming when they holiday. So I don't think it's something too new. But issue, the next question will be, how are we going to achieve it? We will achieve it by first of all, Anna. From the committee, the present administration setting up, that has been said now, I don't open no. Now, the open no, and we're going to never actually know. But I think maybe a little bit flexible to get that land. And I'm ready to move. I'm ready to go and make some sacrifices. The most important thing about the Bible, I say it loud and clear now. When we cases in the Bible, and in my cases, so things will be easily done. I found reason why I did say Jack I did a civic center near there. Obo Nandioka. Watch here. Friends, how watch here get one day. What are we going to do? All these things, young men who want to plan, where will it be done? On a Benham. Moderator, I think let's not overemphasize on that one. I think it will be done by God's grace.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, gịnị bụ your plans idevelop Ukpor and ime ka ọ bụrụ ezigbote ahịa maka the last time m gara ebe ahụ ọ ka dị at a very low key level. Ịmana compared to ihe ahịa suppose ịbụ, especially na Igbo, ị na-agafe Nnewi, ị na-agafe si towns dịketere anyị, ifu na their markets are booming. That thing I nwere na Ukpor has not grown since Njiburu Mazi, and now the only place nwere a bigger space, Buda and Ukpor. Ke plans nwere towards develop ka ọ bụrụ a real ezigbote ahịa ebe ndị be anyị enwe ike ije na-azụ ahịa. Oh, many things here at Ukpor. You have to go to Nnewi. You know, at least Ukpor is large enough. I used to go Google map, check here the land mass of that market and surrounding lands. I think no need a real serious attention. Key plans in way towards developing the market.
Thank you, my brother. Ukpor is something that needs to be done. Or has to be done. I'm an investor. Therefore, the development is very dear to my heart. Maybe the first person who Charles shop, maybe the first person who this year, believing that things will follow the way we initiated it. But unfortunately, where we are today, the investors, first of all, I don't know how they've been carried along, but as an investor, I will tell you how we have been carried along. That's another issue. Secondly, I'm a member of a committee that set it up. First of all, it will take a trader to open the market. So the little knowledge I have how Aspanda moved. That is one thing I will get people to do. Then the committee, you are in charge of the area, you move the area. First of all, you have to include businessmen and traders. By so doing, addition no one na committee na committee na sege bia ka ebe pa ahia with the shop who get affair. Those are the ones we could do on our level immediately. Then, before now, fortunately, I was with our House of Assembly member. About last month or last 2 months, we met a commissioner for trade. That was before this lockdown. We had a discussion by the sideline, and I know his promises. Then I will go into the archives and see what the present administration have done with the local government that ordinarily should take care of markets. With these few things, and our own commitment, I think Ukpor should develop. Thank you.
Okay, can I move on to the next question? You could do a lot of things in your opening remarks, Makudo. I'm quite impressed that the way you say your Lagos branch, you always emphasized on Udo. So this question goes as thus: enwere a village in Ukpor, Uhuori, we go on a suspension from the central body, and to the best of our knowledge, I think the case now in court. KKAC resolve these issues by God's grace when you become the PG of Ukpor.
Well, thank you. How I will want it done will be one. What will be acceptable to our people should be two. I'll tell you my personal view. I'm not here a PG. It will be this way. In case the able, you will put in a court. I believe in one court. The best possible way we stay so put in a court to be an ana. And I got into it with the Zuku. First of all, getting it so. Court can give you justice, but definitely might not give you peace. And without peace, there will be no progress. Uhuori, after Wamanaha as Ukpor. Whatever be the case, Guinea the Peace and Reconciliation Committee may go about it. What is their report? I won't as a PG jump into conclusion. I will want to empower or reinforce, one of the English may use, the conflict resolution committees. Kahana a recommendation. Oku Uhuori, I think, transcend beyond UIU. Is it cultural? Will it welcome me? And one thing I will always do, not going to court at all times. And that's the reason why you should go to court. So that would be my application to Uhuori issue. Whatever possible that will bring us together, or that will unite us, because in unity there is strength. Thank you.
Okay, David. As of today, it still has to do with conflicts. Some court cases relating to the central body, and especially UIU Onitsha. KKAC manage this by God's grace. KKAC manage the relationship. It still boils down to similarly to Uhuori and the central body and the court cases. Now, there's another branch of UIU, which is Onitsha, who require the same similar court case with the central body. And in my Basara court cases, Odisha Hamana, a central body, is having issues with some units. Without peace, you can't actually have progress. How do you intend resolving these things?
It's okay. Moderator, thank you so much. Chris, right? Issue on the chat was there before Uhuori. I think the last administration before now handled on this issue. First of all, there was the first committee sent it to Onitsha that was headed by, I think, then the vice president, came up with a report. Another one was sent. I think about 2 or 3 committees were sent on the same branch. Fortunately, most of the time I need this because I'm an executive and I always make my point. And when there isn't going to court with anybody, I repeat, in a community, I am one. Guys, we're not. most of us never should know what Ukpor means. Should know the composition of Ukpor. So when we need it very careful in handling. Well, last month, early last month or last 2 months, I went to Onitsha. I met some stakeholders because most delegates or some of the delegates live in Onitsha. No matter whether they're a branch or not, and when they were voting right, I met with them. I spoke with them. I see how bitter they are. I know people are not too happy on the other side too. But what I will do is, first of all, appeal to the non-accord. But when you hear, there's nothing court will give you in a community development. If you feel come to Lagos branch, will you come to our branch? Oh, who forget in Bazwini Bay? But you don't see him, but I use. And when did you so madam? I'm not know a branch chairman on a platform market and a guide. How did they feel? So if I'm saddled with the responsibility or at that level, one-on-one relationship with most of these people will go a long way in resolving these issues. Most of them are ready to resolve. And I think, I repeat myself, I have done it before and I'll still do it again. Thank you.
Okay, sir. I used to be more people battery late, make some introduction. We'll give about 10 minutes, give me introduction, then I will come back to you on the next question. Ike, you can follow up from there. Deme.
Also, while we are at the introduction, I want to give me snappy, when you introduce, so make also so that can do also because we have just a little time. And honestly, because it's something that can change early again. Maybe I could say, but to be on the safer side, I'm an Ben Okeke Kugo. I'm Cambido from Prosperous Forever. Biko Prosperous Forever. I need your rename before you come up to introduction. So John Carter, you can say opening and mute yourself and talk to us. The spotlight too. John Carter. John Carter. Okay. Henry, okay, John Carter, if you can hear us, unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
Okay. Good evening, all. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Can you hear me?
John Carter, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. And by Yekenemunu. Afamobo John Ikwangosi. Abmonye Mputu. Esim Onitsha. Onitsha kam say we join your meeting here. The by Yekenezomunu.
Thank you, John. Thank you. Unfortunately, there's no name here. I'll go down to Mwibo Chineme. Okay, Mwibo Chineme, I'll meet yourself and talk to us. Obviously, she's not here. Okay, Simeon Uzonna, okay.
Afambo Ozo Prince Simeon Ozonna Junior Okeke Abmono Muwajiako Umungwo Mahamobo National President of Patriotic Forum and my unknown from South America. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you. Ufondo Donald. Ufondo Donald.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm Ufondo Donald. I'm Monya Umumo Jirigwe.
Okay. All right.
There's even actually. Oh,
You are struggling to make that pronunciation.
Huh?
You are struggling to pronounce that.
Umumo Jirigwe.
It's about Donald, I had to get you. Because you only got forgive him because this thing once the man na batana only shift to the nafu. So when we can make that order. So at the end of the day, the Obana can still introduce themselves. So we can go on to Chukwuemeka P. Okenu. Unmute yourself and talk to us. Also. Okay. OC Debut Choma. Can you give us your real name, please? OC Debut Choma. Can happy itabisi ilem. Nakife Chigozie.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
And the buyer Kalamon. Apam Chigozie Nakife. I joined on from Lagos. Daron Yane Madam.
Okay, thank you. I'll go to Miracle Obi. We can't hear you, Miracle. We cannot hear you, Miracle. I'll come back to you later. Chris, please, because I'm not going to time. Once all that 10 minutes in WAMO, so that we'll just move on. Nzube Igwe. Unmute yourself. Yeah, talk to us.
Hello, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Afambo Nzube Igwe Lilian. Abụ m onye nkwere Ụmụdike Ukpor. I join Mono from Ọka, Anambra State. Because ihe a na-eme dị m mma, and I pray na ọ ga-adị successful at the end of the day. Ndị be anyị daalụ.
Thank you. Thank you. Chukwuemeka P. Okenu, gị na-ewenye aka gị enu, onwe ka o si dị. Mosu N. Jude. Can you introduce yourself?
Jude. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm onye Umumo Jiako Abampu. No Monokobo. Yes, in Lagos, Woleku. Yeah, name na Gananya. I can knock ever nene. I believe na Chineke take glory.
Amen. Thank you. I'll wait to Zach again. Mwibo Chineme. Okay. Okay, Chukwuemeka P. Okenu, can you mute yourself if you haven't introduced? I think you've done your introduction. Mwibo Chineme.
Okay, after me on mute before Manaya, I wasn't allowed.
Yeah.
Or the Mandiba Ekenemo no Afambo Mazi Chineme Mwibo Ezike Ugebe Naja Aumonye Umwakara Ndubi Zunri n'ụmụnụka Ukpor. Ana m arụkwa n'ọrụ oyibo na obodo ndị ụmụnna anyị a na-akpọ Lagos. Atụkwanụ m ka nsonye n'ihe a na-eme maka ọdịmma Ukpor. Nyagazie, udo dịrị anyị niile n'aha Jizọs.
Amen. Amen. Osi Dibiu Choma, asị m ka biko gwa anyị ezigbo afa gị. Onye ọbụla bụrụ ezigbo afa ya na the screen.
Good evening, everybody. Afam bụ Osita Chukwuma, onye Ukpor, Umudeji Umuama. I'm from Spain.
Okay.
From Spain.
Okay.
My uncle now on the platform, which is Chukwuma, Chukwode, Uncle Chukwode.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Chris.
Yes, we still have about 3 minutes.
Okay. Miracle, are you ready? I'm not sure I can see your video. Adora Chukwuma. Unmute yourself and talk to us, though we can't see your video. And then,
thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, thank you. About time, huh? I don't know.
No.
Okay. First of all, I would like to applaud the organizers of this debate. Kudos. I'm Adora Chukwuma. I'm UIU Ukpor. In Dallas, Texas, USA. I'm the Vice President of Ukpor United USA. So, Ike, I'll be expecting you to join our next meeting. And Naimeka Ogunna, I expected you to join our next meeting. Unurine here, but you guys are not showing up. I would like to know why later on. Thank you. Dalon.
Thank you. Izuelumba Hillary. Izuelumba Hillary. Unmute yourself.
Afambo Izuelumba Hillary. Abu Moyon Subo Wakazi. Umunuko.
Okay. Thank you. Chris, we still got time, right? Donatus Ekwebara. The problem is that once I can't see you, I'm on, so it gives me a hard time. To introduce on that. So, Miracle, I need to go ready now. Talk to us. Miracle will be.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Of course, loud and clear.
All right.
No.
Afamo Miracle Obi Abumonyama Demobo. I joined this meeting from Kano State. Oh, my man.
Udode na Kano.
Udode. Oh, my lover.
Okay. Okay. Echezona Chukuma Ijamechi. Echezona Chuku, unmute yourself and talk to us. Echezona Chuku. Okay. Okuchukwu Ima. Okuchukwu Ima. Unmute yourself. Asị gị gbanyụọ video, n'iga sị gị unmute onwe gị ka ikwu anyị okwu. Okuchukwu Ima. Okay, Okuchukwu, they got issues with audio, yeah. So can I get you to Isai for okay, Okuchukwu is here. Can you speak to us now?
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, Afambo Okuchukwu Emmanuel, Onumo Abokbo, Secretary UIU Lagos branch. Thank you for
all right. Thank you. So with that, I got you. biko onye ọbụla mute onwe o biko ni. Onye dị ha na. Okay, so ọ bụ na echezona ihe mụtụgo onwe gị, just empụ na ihe mụtụgo onwe gị, gwa ya onye bụ, so that we can just take only that one and move on. Echezona. You're muted. Or you're saying that you cannot unmute yourself. No permission. I've given you permission to unmute yourself. And I can't see you, so I wouldn't know if you're there or if you're not there. So let's go back to Isaac and Chris, because you will take the next question. Mr. Felix is here, ready to go.
Okay. The central body UIU inherited a youth wing, and I think that was in 2017. Sir, Mr. Felix, in Anu here,
Loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. The present central body in the UIU inherited United Ukpor Youth in 2017. But as of today, the thing is Wasiana. So I try to know Maka your plans on getting the United Youths now the community functional.
It's okay. Thank you so much. I'll tell you, but before I do that, I want to join forces with the Vice Chairman, UIU, Ada. There was no commitment from some people of Alpha, because not just as a PG, as only Ukpor, I am always a marketing officer for Ukpor. And one of the things we will do in this administration is to strengthen branches. Because when you strengthen branches, you get the best out of them, you know. So, Ike,
yes, sir.
I will want you, at the end of the day, make commitments for your next meeting. Then, so the youth wing. Very simple. The youths, one of my strongest supporters. I will ask the union, the first 6 months, we'll give you a one united youth wing. How will I do it? And they couldn't conduct an election. Because I'm a reason. Is to conduct election for them. Free, fair, transparent election. And where I will make sure that all the people, will I say Warren, all the people now not together, get together, made the election. We've done it in Lagos. After formation of a youth wing, we conducted a successful election and they handed over. Successful. So we're starting to sound about when we went to a board of trustees for youth wing. Why a trustee for central body? The trustees for branches. If I come trustees for youth wing, when I have already an executive meeting, you're on the executive central body. Now, one of the major things any men are central body. Now, central body is supposed to be a trustee. Branches are a trustee. Branches were patron. Central body were patron. Branches were registered as deregistered. Branches have got registered on their own. Now we need to appeal to branches. Bring them together. The highest, okay, Lagos, you are big. Give us 2 or 3 trustees. You can raise as many trustees as possible. I stand to be corrected. We have lawyers here. It is in that area you have control over what you registered. But not happy like the youth you're talking about, you have trustees. Well, I would say yes, yes, not in Kem Master, yes, more, he had a chilly warning. But I will promise you today Now, before 6 months, I will give Ukpor a united youth wing. Thank you.
Okay, Deme. Abịa n'ihe gbasara ọchịchị, ọ na-abụ ọtụtụ mmadụ nwee ka ha si na-achọ a particular post during the campaign process, during the voting, a na-eke ego. Gịnị bụ your views gbasara ndị ya bụ ha chọọ ịzọ ọchịchị, a na-eke ego to ndị ya atụnyere ha? And ihe eke ego ka e wee tụnyere gị PG.
The answer is no. Do you know why it's no?
Okay.
Can just spend there my money, spend there my time, spend there my contacts, spend there my resources. Can we borrow? Unfortunately, my I've been here. I want to use this forum and opportunity. You're on Ukpor. It happened in Edo. Onye di nye ego as a delegate na ego. You don't know all for your conscience. You don't know all. Emanu onye odege ko onye ga eme ko body together. Move forward toward the election. Thank God no secret ballot election. Election ka ga eme. So enye ego begi mo onye bia na ward onu nyu na ego. He so we just say atwa akwụkwọ. You read to because between you, your conscience and God. And not when I claim, when you must say what the mobile, when you must say, I think it's about time we say no to certain things. Obuno when I declare go, whereby na community leadership, anyamanazie, one. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So based on the A2EC Zagai question, I try Jogi, can you put your views na provision constitution for the rotation of the UIU offices among the 6 geopolitical zones in Ukpor?
It's a constitutional matter now, right? But as an individual, I don't like it.
Okay.
One, the political parties name here. I'm about non-partisan politician, partisan people, and they criticize here. I've been able to buy. It is highlighting our division more than uniting us. Maybe by the time you start saying zoning to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're beginning to tell people they are not the same. I know we're elders because I deal with all segments of people. And we're elders, not getting any regrets. 1 or 2 things they've done for Ukpor and in Ukpor. Believing when you have a childhood. Then in their lifetime, you know, when you're supposed to produce, when you're supposed to produce. And when I spoke, how do you mean I produce? Does it mean how much here? But for the fact it's a constitutional issue, it is what we'll accept as it is today. And now, if we come together tomorrow and say we don't want an amended constitution, so be it. But as it is, I'm not yet PG. So whatever I'm telling you now is as an individual, as an okay, sees it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Chris, you want to go next?
Okay. What are your plans in integrating Ukpor in your key policy decisions? Like here Basara General Assembly elections, especially those who may not be physically present in Ukpor for these general meetings. I might like to add that Adani Basara UIU, like I told someone on Facebook, I said I'm not a member of any of the branches for certain reasons. I'm a pilot, and oftentimes I cannot determine at what point or there will be any in any particular place. I nearly joined the Johannesburg UIU branch. But oftentimes, I might just stay 3 weeks there and back home. Then Abiano Rumi. I think I'm a little bit, somehow a little bit stable here, somehow, because my parents live here. But then, one way we could key in, things are changing. Technology, a lot of people calling from US, South America, and a whole lot of places. So what would be your key policy in trying to bring these things in? Because I'm very happy, and I'm sure a lot of us are very happy joining this meeting online, and we're able to interact.
It's okay, Chris, you asked the question and you've almost answered it. First of all, let me advise you, as Ukpor. Immediately I became immediately I became chairman Lagos branch. I made it a matter of policy that neighboring Ukpor, first thing I ask you, get branch. And Anambra State government may implement that before you get anything, you have to get a letter of identification showing this I used it to fight my cause, what I believed in. I will advise you how we did it in Lagos. As a pilot, you're always on move, understand? Manabiko, the Nyafa Nofu branch, in your letter stating whom you are, what you do for a living, and why it will be difficult for you to be present at all meetings or in every meeting. Mago professionals that I went out of my way to go to the offices, and today have member UIU Lagos branch, but they don't have to attend meeting every day. So, Chris, please try that one, it will work. Johannesburg, Fatima Bobak is the president in South Africa. We're in touch. I know you could do such things. Now, we are here today. I'm very happy and pleased for this kind of forum. Earlier in my opening statement, of knowledge. Man, are you ready to learn when you see one? If I become a PG tomorrow, I would want to use this kind of medium to integrate all branches. With my personal contact, I know the chairman or president of UUA, ROCOB, who spoke yesterday. Most people want to be interested, most people are interested in what is happening. They want to join, but because of distance. It was surprising to know about that. I don't know if he has joined. He said he was going to join us. Then we're assembly in Germany. Their chairman, Kenneth, I'm in personal contact with him. Not talking. Then Ebu is their leader. These are opportunities we are not tapping on. Ndi Ukpor Benin Republic, from which is their chairman. All of these people are not registered with UIU. Why? I'll go out of my way to make sure I visit 1, 2, 3, 4 branches as time will permit and resources will permit to ginger them. And what am I telling you? Before Chukunyaga will know the election, can I count how many branches that will be handed over to me? By the next 4 years, on account of how many branches that will be active in Ukpor. As a chairman Lagos branch, we planted and watered a branch na Muwe Pafo. Today they are doing well. Lagos branch better than Akute branch. We inaugurated them, which ordinarily should be, to some extent, a large extent, all on the central body. And I intend to take it up. I will want to copy this kind of forum, Nachime General Assembly, Ukpor Hall, where people will join from all over the world. Because remember, no way Ukpor generate ego except from individuals. How about 1,000 naira annual subscription fee? We are talking about multi-billion naira projects. We are talking about security that doesn't exist. How are we going to raise the money? It is when you appeal the conscience of people, they will get involved. When they get involved, how do you begin in there? We've done this thing and it worked. About magic. And that is stressful when you make people key in and buy in? The simple answer is we'll use technology to bring most people as much as we can in a meeting, but I will use my personal contacts to reach out to branches. I know there was a Patriot in London. I know they still exist. How are we using them? I know Chavin IMNA is there. Barrister Ome, who was the founding secretary, he's here. My late friend and somebody who would have been better than me if he's alive, Chukwuduma Akelu, founded that Patriot in London. We all bettered the project here. Well, such people, do we identify them and use them? That's what I think, I believe. That is what we'll do.
Okay.
Adamane on a forum. Biko 45 years in USA more by identifying the likes of Ike to attend your meetings.
I think we've lost him again. Why I need check Abekwa online? Mr. Felix. Mr. Felix, I understand in case of okay,
they may I don't know Bokita na I am centrally organized vigilante and here basara security in any vigilante groups, the more effective than the regular police. Of course, they are supporting units. Obuna PG Rutegaka, Kiwe Kime Basara, he organized a central vigilante group for the community.
Thank you. First of all, I didn't see a reason why a strong security until I was in a platform where it was IG publicly, the PG public accepted them were a strong central body vigilante. But I see their vehicles around. I'm on a government with moto. But well, issue of security actually is not what you should go into in details in public. But if we take the mantle leadership of Ukpor, we will be able to strengthen the vigilantes. Make sure that one important thing, the boundary with many towns. I had sure na security no sibu. Can communicate with security no Uboma. I had sure na security no Akaba Umunuko. We will coordinate with security no na. People in high places. In Nigeria, we have a serving general, we have a serving naval captain, we have so many police officers who will come to a round table and give a better security. And I know that people are not Ukpor. People know the Ganya was a Okono. We can sing Kaino. Mananda will always feel, hey, Banyo the safe. We'll give you a safer Ukpor in the distant future. Thank you.
Okay, Deme. Abian as of today, there were 55 villages. In fact, I'm surprised at that because again, Tonita, I didn't know anything about Ukpor having 55 villages. But of course, today that's a reality. And then where more people now clamor, create more villages for them, you know. So, and to the best of my knowledge, Odehina is not part of the UIU constitution as to what to do, like maybe something that is documented as per regulations or modus operandi, like written down processes we create more villages. So Obuna PG Rutegaka, generally, give your views about the villages and create more villages.
Chris, thank you so much. I'm 55 villages in the constitution without boundary. Agrees. But because it's a constitutional matter, I won't tell you that okay, we sit down here and give you a village by fiat or cancel the existing village by fiat. It won't be possible any longer. Whether we like it or not, and we clamor for new villages. And whether we like it or not, I know people who have been calling me, who particularly one of my friends called me, another village. Then the other side, another village. The other member village here. We laughed about it. That should show, you know, and then I clamor at the existing village. Some of them should come together. From these two sides of the divide, what will we do? Get people to sit down all over what we have in the constitution. Is it okay by us? If it's not, the people who want more villages, is the argument better? The other side, is the argument better? Whichever one will do, it has to be constitutionally done because now it's a constitutional matter. Thank you, Chris.
Okay, Deme. Obuna PG Rutegaka. Financially, how do you intend handling the PG? We go on ako, we make basic projects. Basara Organiru Ukpor. Then Basakwara Iron your office.
Chris, iwe go no nako. Nako interest okay? Well, I'm here I make enough money. I do over the interests. For kind of go jide, whether wrong here or what you're here, as long as you hand you move on. To me, I don't think it's necessary. Because one problem, leadership, non-leadership, Hana try to identify you with a particular project. Abandoning I don't belong to such class. Or Kobuni Menenka. Mani maintain good foundation, the important. Only a good foundation, hand you over to somebody. Because when I went to Lagos for the first tenure, now hand you over. Then we can have much that I did. But whoever that will come on board will find it easier to lead. Because today, I'm on what I have on ground. No matter what you can say, it won't happen or it will happen. So each of you generally go no when the money is necessary. Because when I go to investment, you yield enough income to pay the interest. And the back up also is Macaina where you are not going to Ever when I see your norma, now you're working at a branch. Ever when I see your normal, I can be the individual local. That is the no miracle. I will not want to do that, Chris.
Okay, Deme. Personally, I would say that now, I've been at this meeting now, which is supposed to be a debate. I only know a very few persons. I'm very, very neutral as far as this thing is concerned. And then for the first time, they posted on something. This is my personal experience. I shared this link on my Facebook page and realized that there were some tones. So somehow I believe there are some oppositions from two different ends. On your own side and maybe on able to bring everybody together actually matters a lot.
I always believe in where I am and where we're going to. I contested my election at Lagos branch. It was equally well contested. After the election, what the first thing I did was to call when there's an election. Started relating very well. Before I formed all the school, I called him, nominated people. Yeah, that was the first thing we did. So I expect to do it in central body. Now, apart from the election, it is we post here. We can't go to very minor. Women divided, to me, as has never been in the recent past. I'm not saying it's PG election now. No way here na so. We even more people to unite than an equal election now. I'm not going to the forefront unite people before I even declared intention to run for this PG. And because I am another believer in one Ukpor, God will give us strength to bring everybody together for one cause. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Ihagabo, supposedly the last question, I went the 14th one. After which we'll now go back to a little bit of introduction and taking questions from 4, like we said earlier, I got now questions from 4 zones. I am now from the zones in election 1 and 6. So I got now from 2 to 5. Unless Obuno we change in the course of the questioning or the discussion, then we can amend. But so the last one will go, the Oguna-led UIU Central Body raised the endowment funds for education, with a functional team to manage scholarship for our youth. And I think it made it constitutionally compulsory for every child of Ukpor to have at least a senior secondary certificate before or gather into business for Mweke and for Mwani before her Nodi. So, give me your plans, mark education of Ndontorobia Nomas.
Odinugumba. And name and every here in Asara. We will go. Over into her. Now, Lagos constitutionally, I'm with such provision. 9 years subvention to 15 people from 15 villages I recognize in Lagos then every year. And that can I implement here well. Now, even with the COVID. So it's a thing that what's before. I don't believe na a leader maybe anything because no. I don't bother about the messenger. I bother about the message. I'm about that education fund, the central body. And it is something I am promising Ukpor. At the end of the day, we'll reconvene this Zoom before I leave, as we are, so that we will keep that endowment fund on, and we will keep monitoring that movement of our young men and women. We're in a boy without Ago secondary school, we're in a Zoa without even secondary school. Sometimes zonal coordinators and when a UIU ya ọrụ because PG nwere ike mịa mana na onwe na-eje boy na abụọ mana abụọ na nwere zone ha siri pụta for instance a na-enwe zonal coordinator and secretary in every zone. All ha ka ya empower to give us reports. Ụmụ chọrọ ịpụ ije zụọ ahịa, gịnị kpatara ji chọrọ ịpụ ije zụọ ahịa na-agụcha secondary school. That's where that endowment fund comes in. Therefore, it is a legacy from Ogunna that we will continue. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's America so Igbo. Mana so ojuru anya for, in fact, ojuru ma for, you know, the quite unfortunate now because the oboro so for any kind of question. Mana whatever thing that happens, we all know, you know, na ihe about them ndogbo. So ndogbo abụghị sọ ndị bi n'obikwani n'ogbo, ndị nọ Lagos. Onwe ndị nọ shebe tegasịrị aka. You know, ọbụna onwe ka yesi menya bụ ihe nke ruo keke ruo kaf. You know, in terms of dissemination of information, and this forum I provided today, a pointer to the fact na mmadụ nwere ike ime ihe n'ogbo na anọghị n'ogbo. You know, so having said that, I got a chance for the remaining parts of the introduction. Because only I click a speaker view so that I will make it enough for onye na agwa yoku. Chris, I think you should take this part, wouldn't you? After the introduction, then I pick questions, and like we said before, 4 zones. Yeah, the question. Conference, he wouldn't be able to speak, but he's listening. Okay, someone said Colagona just joined via third party. Okay, so those 4 zones, zone 1 and zone 6, you can happy there make or that can hear it. So Abunig take the remaining part of the introduction. Anyway, I am more on the because in my hand each time Madi Basan on or off. So we can go back to the introduction. Onye lemebe yakube honyobo can raise their hands and I got fear, then we'll pick on the person. So please over to you.
Okay, be considered.
Pick random. Pick random. Okay. Randomly pick someone, yeah.
Victor Nwokeji.
I think he has introduced himself and he's from Wassis. I thought they mentioned their villages. By the introduction.
Yes, so introduction and a bro.
Is that the
Yeah, Tessie, I actually stopped at Miracle Obi, but the thing, bro, once the mother sign on and off, will change the screen. So, mazi ebe onkwose and ebenga I continue.
I think.
Okay, the thing, let's do it this way. When you're gonna give me the introduction, raise their hand. That option. I will start picking.
Now,
is that a reaction?
Afam Chuku Wike.
Onye say I can do be sis in some of us Amara zone villages had belong.
Okay, let me quickly mention the from what you said, it's Nandesi word 6, Nandesi word 1, I had Jaju. Nde bunde word 1, bunde umunuko. Nde bu word 6, bundu moaba nupoma. Nde bu word 2, bu umuhu mpoto na amihe. Umuhu mpoto na amihe bu word 2. Word 3 bu Umudike Amadim Uhuori na Agweria. Then Ubiri the in between there. Never Ward 4 bu Old Ebe, that is Ebe and Umudim. Bu Ward 4. Ward 5 bu Amakom, that is Osibu, not in any particular order. Osibu, Nzaya, and Abuana. Buhabu Ward 5. So I've mentioned what Caesars, Omo, and Duboma. So I think what you do, bu ebe na amarago ebe ndesi. Anyway, because they check web introduction. I think somebody introduced himself as Onye Mputu. That is obviously from Ward 2. Maybe you take it like that. I will quite challenge each of them. I will confirm. I will assist in that. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. Chris, I'm going to mute myself so that you go on.
Okay, Afam Chukwumwike.
He has introduced himself.
Okay, Santos Samuel Gochuku.
You may ask them to unmute them, give them the authorization to unmute themselves so that they can unmute and speak.
Okay, Santos, you will unmute your system so we can hear you.
Where is Santos now?
Santos Wuniake.
Okay, let me look for him. Okay, Santos, we are giving you permission to unmute. Unmute yourself and talk to us. Santos.
Why
you onye?
Okay, Afambo Santos Mega Samuel Ugochukwu onye eze ngwu ebe ọgbọ. Esi m na Nnewi were na-esonye n'ọgbakọ a. Ekene
Is that your real face?
Amara m ife na-eme.
Gbanye video gị.
Video mode on. I don't know.
Okay. Chris, the next onye ọzọ wenere aka na this. Okay, continue. Onye ndị wenere aka nu Chris. Onye kpọrọ, let me look for the person and
Peterson, or they have for Peterson.
Okay,
Peterson. Okay.
Oh, good permission.
Peterson, because why ABC? Why you onye bụ?
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Sir Peter Nwosu Peterson bụ onye Uhuori. Ukpor. Abụ m nwanne unu. Mana etu isi esi udo ugbu a, abụzi m enyi unu. Mana enwere m olileanya na ndị mụ ihe n'Ukpor ka ahụ. So ana m asị unu deme n'ọrụ ọma unu na-arụ. Ọ ga-adịrị anyị na mma n'aha Jizọs.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Onye ọzọ bụ Chukwuma Echezona.
Okay.
Because Chukwuma Echezona, unmute yourself then. Why are you unable? Chukwuma Echezona.
Okay. Good evening.
I
think you should be supporting them. I not following their faces.
Oh, but it's na speaker view. You cannot for the person. But let me.
Okay,
I'm gonna make the spotlight. No problem.
Okay, thank you.
Afambo Echezona Chukwu kere gị Chukwu dube m Chukwu meje ame chabụ m onye obi ụnọ ụmụ diji ụmụ ahaba Ukpor. Abụ m sekretary UIU Abuja. Ihe m na-eme ebe a ọtọka m o ju m afọ otu nwanne m si wee kwu ekpere mbụ na ụdị ihe a ga na-eme n'Ukpor and anyị ga-emekarị nke a. Daalụnụ.
Thank you.
No. Amen. Okay. Onye ọzọ na-abụ Augustine Ilechukwu.
Okay. Augustine, you've been given permission to talk, and I'm spotlighting you now.
Hello, my name is Ukpor Zuomono. Afam bụ Engineer Augustine Ilechukwu dara akụ atụ egwu. Obi na-atọ m ụtọ n'ihe ọnụ na-eme na mgbede. Ana m ayọ Chukwu ka o si adịrị na-aga. Daalụ.
I want a video, so I can't spotlight him.
Okay. Biko onye nwe Galaxy J730F. He try log in with ezigbo afa gị. We cannot admit you to make introductions with Galaxy J730F. Then
yeah, Chris, the person Onyawa, Chris, Onyawa can just edit. Okay, Bafadi will click here, delete here, add Galaxy JS7, whatever, Tentinya fair, or get show immediately. So need to log in and out. Let's just do it. Get the next
Mr. Henry Okafor, main introduction. Unmute yourself. You've been given permission.
Okay. Ukpor Zuomono. Afam bụ Azụka Henry Okafor Onuaghanam. Teknụzụ mere ha wee dịrị anyị mfe. Wee si na United Kingdom wee na-anụ ihe na-eme n'ụwa niile. Wee na-afụ ndị be anyị bụ ndị Ukpor. Abụ m onye Uhuari. Nwanne m nwoke si na anyị bụ enyi unu. Mana aka m believe na anyị bụ ndị Ukpor. Maka ọdịmma Ukpor. Ukpor Zuomono.
Chris, now, yes. So we'll give permission for everybody to unmute themselves without any witness permission. Until look at time I got your question. What do you think?
Okay, so what do you?
All right. You see, that's one of the problems. Next person.
I think it's better to meet everybody. Actually, you meet the person because I know a lot of
everybody has been muted again. So Chris, please unmute yourself. Dara, unmute yourself. Once again, let me share my screen to just show you the guys. Let me just hold on because ibia na nenu na top right hand corner igafu ebe dere gallery, then you choose the option you go see for speaker view. So you click that speaker view. Okay, go see only open a kuku if we direct without all the new bendi they appear. All the like boxes. You click here gallery view, you click here gallery view. You got the speaker view. Click here the speaker view. Only open a new kuku they active if we now.
Man, so many of us one phone guys. So
okay, so by the we'll keep spotlighting. So by the Chris, continue. Chris, unmute yourself.
I think.
Where's Chris? Unmute yourself, Chris. Oh. all right, sorry.
I wasn't authorized to unmute myself. So, Obuno Wonye Chopai came introduce
Evans will be okay. Evans will be okay. I hope now Evans in camera. Evans will be okay. Unmute yourself.
Ahambo Evans to Bekwe. I joined this meeting from London. Yeah, I'm not in a London doctor. I've been very, very impressed with the idea of this device. I've been very, very impressed. At least with something like this, what is very, very human new opportunity, still in competition. So I am very, very impressed. And when I will try this idea,
thank you.
Okay.
Are we the questions? Maybe is joining the check here. Or is zone 2? There's a word 2. How will you can or something? Then maybe so that you can ask the question.
After miracle will be when you can. Okay, Paul. Okay, Paul. So Chris, I don't know. Take it now. Order is situation.
Okay, okay, Paul, Mego introduction. I'm an miracle be a Mego introduction and John Carter. So Omechazi introduction. Then Hanwiki Juzia Eju, Hacho Eju. So I take in order AC Winiaka.
Okay. So okay, Paul, you've been given permission to unmute.
Sorry, we needed to explain to them when you are able to physically raise their fingers. Because half of my vice chairman on there came. I will buy a chupum na they quick or drag. I will link I click here in Nanya Nakani Yafu. You click here by here, raise hand. You can now the device raise the for you instead of you will raise the back.
Okay. Okay. Oh, Muabu, okay, Zie Paul. Esimo Omudijebe. Were na-abịa. Biko, ekene m onye ọbụla wee kenekwa ndị mere ihe anụ wee dị possible. Obi dị m obi aṅụrị. Biko, jisie n'ike. Kenekwa High Chief Eze Shinachi ma Ike na ndị otu onye ọbụla tụpụtara atụmatụ a wee nwee opportunity ndị mmadụ ịjụ ajụjụ wee interact ya ndị chọrọ ichi anyị. Biko ruo n'okpe ekene. Ekenezi ụmụ.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, onye nwere ajụ ya ajụ na nya wini aka inu. Miracle Obi ka anyị nụ ajụ ịchọrọ ịjụ ndị na-azọ ọchịchị PG.
And Miracle, before I do, I can only spotlight only video the on. Only video I draw on, I can't. I me the powers to spotlight the person. So you've been unmuted. You've been given permission to.
And because I bambo call the very brief, so that Kwiki is ka other people mukwa ohere ijusi aju.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Once more, Afamubo Obi Miracle Abumonye Amadim na Ukpor. Initially, why I raised my hand is Darana Joe Togesu made that speaker view. So I now wanted to explain that for people with mobile phones, they just have to look at the headphone symbol at the left top corner and click on it, and you will see speaker view. And since I've been given an opportunity to ask questions this evening, I'll make the question very brief. One of the take-home points that I took away from this meeting is the fact that the contestants understood very well that one of the issues that we are having in Ukpor about the and he's determined to resolve it. So my question is this, or maybe let me lay the background to the question. One of the contributory factors that I have observed over time is politics in, and I just want to ask a simple question. How is the incoming PG going to involve himself in politics and trying to carry every side along in politics? Thank you.
So why is answering it? Mr. Felix, you didn't ask that question there. One. It's okay. The question, okay, most convenient. Please unmute yourself. Yes, permission given. Unmute yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. As no depend for time, either we'll move it together, enjoy one or two questions are together. Or if you want to take it the other, we've brief about them.
No, it's okay. Got more convenient. So Abuna you jot it together. Everybody with a go question miracle. We can go to now.
Can I add, sorry, sir. Can I add Miracle introduce himself as Onyamadim? So the implication, Bona, Onyamadim has go question for word 3.
Yes.
So we now have the 3 remaining words.
Okay. Chris, are you here?
Yes, I know, man.
All right. Now you're on a screen now. I from one of my 4 the one him. At least I from
Izuelumba Hillary. Mr. Izuelumba Hillary. Okay. Because Joa Joe.
Hold on. Izuelumba, unmute yourself first.
I have window bona so yibo and I may job and I'm more yibo. Kayana soon you go don't I hear Ibiala.
Izuelumba, I will go and then maybe both.
Oh, I so Igbo, happy na so Igbo.
Ngwa so no so mo question.
Aga na-ekwu na nna ayo ndebe anyị na-asụ nnukwu Igbo ha butuoro anyị sụbụ Igbo ka okwu anyị mee.
Oh, anya bụ ajụjụ gị.
Nya bụ ihe m chọrọ ịkọrekt gori, ọ bụghị ajụjụ. Mgbe chọrọ ka m ji ịkọrekt ndị na-asụrụ anyị nnukwu Igbo.
Okay, Chris, gwaga n'ihu.
Izuelumba bụ onye Nsugbe, ọ bụghị Enuweke, Ogbakazi. So he's not even qualified to ask questions because it's from word 1.
Okay. So
according to your rules, rules, word 1 or what?
Yes, that's why I didn't want ever go no guide. Even no one never seen Yamaha village word there. So Makonya can do for Makam. So Chris.
I got John Carter say
okay.
You congesting that main road. Mbosiafo. Yeah. Okay.
John Carter, I'll give you
John Carter, ask your question. I am not him. On mute.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Emego m introduction before. Mana maka ndị anọ oge mere introduction aka mbụkwa John ikwu ahụ si abụ m onye mpụtụ word 2 ozone 2. Question m bụ osichaghị ike na aha mana nsogbu anyị na-enwekarị maka mụnwa bụ onye nọ nso anọ m Ọnịcha so ana m aga bụ oge ọbụla mbọsị ọbụla m batara ụkwọ mbọsị bụ afọ ọ na-esi ike ibu moto wee gaa mbọsị ọbụla a ga-enwe moto ga-efelu breki ebe ahụ ọ ga-adị egwu so PG aya try go ịma ma onwe ihe a ga-eme nwe mana ndị nke a na-eketa try go ihe ha nwere ike mana o siri ha ike because na ndị na-apụta ahụ sometimes ha mbọsị afọ ụfọdụ ha agaghị abịa So my aspirant PG, amamonwe plans inwere maka iji congest main road afọ Ukpor mbosi afọ ma ọ bụrụ na iwu inie. And then part of the question or an idea, ugwu Ogbakwụ, onye ọbụla bụ onye Ukpor ga-ama na ebe bụ ugwu Ogbakwụ. Ugwu Ogbakwụ, ndị moto na-esi mba abịa na-eme loading and offloading na park n'akụkụ ugwu ahụ, and ụzọ ahụ pere mpe, so ha park ha n'akụkụ, moto ọzọ aya ha chanwụzi plus ndị na-azụ ahịa. So PG, my aspirant, sorry, o nwere any plans ị nwere maka afọ Ukpor ma ọ bụrụ na iwe nye? Thank you.
Ọ bụ na onwe ndị chọrọ ịjụkwa ajụ, ha wụnye aka ha na the platform. Meanwhile, nwebeghị onye
afọ CY Okongwu, mana ọ bụ mmadụ niile ma when you with a device. On na-arụ aka na phone, and I don't believe in anyị first. So maybe if we can, I just saw him because I was going through pictures.
Okay, Ben Okeke, ewenigo aka n'enu. Maazị Ben Okeke, ị nwere ike unmute yourself ka anyị wee nụ ihe ị chọrọ ịjụ.
Ben Okeke. Ben Okeke, you can unmute. We can hear you. No, we can't. The problem I brought from your audio. So check it again. You are muted already, but we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Chris.
Yes.
Okay, I think I only IT very near. Then na the chat. Because onye
Ọ dị ka Ben Okeke ọ bịago live.
No, Ben Okeke. We can't hear you still.
Ife Zoom. 7 years.
Yeah, Ben, it has to do with the audio. Check your it's near ever mute today. It press and at your mute. When one drop down no there bound. Obupite say options. It check a man or speaker audio headset in a use called audio laptop again. Or you can just disconnect your headset audio using a laptop.
I think he's still muted.
No, he's free. He can unmute himself. Now unmute.
Now we'll move to the next person while he's trying to resolve his audio. Maazị Nnakife Chigozie, biko unmute system gị ka anyị nụ ajụ ị chọrọ ịjụ.
Nnakife is Umudim, Ward 4.
Maazị Nnakife Chigozie, ọ bụrụ na ị na-anụ onu m, unmute yourself ka ị wee nwee ike ịjụ ajụ. Anyị echi ya tato Maazị Henry Okafor na ọ resolve audio issues ya.
I came to BC also, we saw you. Nnakife Chigozie, we're giving you permission to unmute yourself.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Nnakife Chigozie Kawafa from Umudimolioha, Ward 4. ana m ele anya na not two contestants for this position of PG. But since you join, I noticed no only one person can ask the question ever, and I have tried to find out the second person, and I can't find him anywhere. On other way, now this debate, come with an excuse, and one for this because I'm an he put this in together, and people comes all over the world to ask questions and to listen to what they have in stock for us. I believe we know you have not supposed to be ready. And we have not supposed to be ready at any time. Because from the time we were for this debate, now everybody is supposed to put everything in place. So, why the second person is available. I'm kind of for the moderators. My aspiring PG, the major problem I want to know about today is a good here basara security. How are you going to tackle here basara oku? That is only two questions I have.
Okay.
Sorry if I may come in here. Afambo Obunike Ohebu Dara Nwachi Nemere n'Ukpor. Omobu Chairman, Board of Trustees, UPF. And now UPF nke pụtara Ukpor Patriotic Forum. Na ahazi debate ya na-enwe today. I got in touch with the two candidates. They confirmed their attendance and in writing, they happy. Eventually, apparently there was a development and one of them declined. I want to plead with Ndebay, Kaigota, now all over the world. Somebody, here in a debate, or believe na debate, I enhance chances you win election, can decide to decline. Obuho John Keuku, can I play down? Can we care? Because any put a platform now, but boy is the man. Gabi is the anime debate here, and the only civil message decline no. When he can maybe not he convinced he high or and then I support that he convinced. And when I was election, when they are so now you can happen Macaonia Biaho. Above no where an aspirant with us, a candidate now ask that questions. Can I deal with him? What I know in Kabia honey, not within his rights. He decided whether to come or not, and he has chosen not to come. He promised na UIU executive more electoral committee organized and he will attend. And Chineke Mekuri Secretary General UIU. So you mean organize the debate. And there are candidates in Ebe from here he can correct a mistake. Nebe Abakono so debate can make election even though anybody. So far no opportunity to talk to Ndo, but he will be there. So we are hoping that the Secretary General the executive union organized. I find the way he make one need this platform. So what get it? Can happen more than more behalf for now. I can win a time today. Can first. Me election on 30th. So I'm sure between now and 30th, he could come up with a better debate that all of us will still be privileged to attend. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good on. Understand them.
Bikoni, I must add, comment make the opinion of the Zoom team. Comment make because as the chairman board of trustees UPF, almost reached out personally to the candidates, inviting them to this debate, and no one have communicated. So I'm sure now the candidate cannot answer the question because he didn't make that contact. Even moderators are not really in the picture because they didn't deal directly with them. So I'm expressing the opinion as somebody, not as a moderator of this platform. I'm sure when I forgo the moderators, I'm not a moderator. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dara. Chris, we'll have a couple of hands on.
Okay. Amanka Mazi Henry Okafo or Dozigo audio.
More can you?
Audio got it okay.
Oh, I want to put audio music when so
onye na-ekwu Ben Okeke.
Ben Okeke ka na-ekwu maka mana ọ dị ka asị na nkwube kịta ọ nkwubezi ụkpana n'onu m.
Na n'onu gị.
Aha. Asị na question a na-ajụ onye enwere m ike iso jụ ebe ọ bụ na enweghị onye si na Ward 3 wee jụ question enwere m ike ịjụkwu.
Gaa n'ihu. Mana just gaa n'ihu ma dị brief.
Okay. Okwu ajụjụ m chọrọ ịjụ bụ oge Felix Okeke na-agwa anyị okwu. O kwutere maka otu ọ ga-esi wee kpọgọnọta ụkpọ ọnụ. Mana ihe m chọrọ ịjụ ya bụ ihe gbasara community development. O nwebụrụ mgbe anyị nọ n'ụkpọ ndị chịbụrụ ụkpọ mbụ na o nwegasịrị ka esi arụsị ihe dị n'ụkpọ ma ịrụ iro. Mana taa gọọmenti abataruo na be anyị ọ dịzie ka ya agbaghaziri gọọmenti, mana ọ bụrụ na gọọmenti si ofu ụzọ na-arụ ndị aka dị iji kpọkọnata nwuo ha ọnụ na ya na-arụkwa ihe n'ụkpọ. O nwere plan o nwere maka ịsọpọtụ other development na n'ụkpọ dịka iwechighata ụkpọ otu esi wee mara ụkpọ na mgbe mbụ mgbe enwere PG PNMera na ndị nke ọzọ soro echi mgbe aha ọ ka o buru ụzọ n'ụkpọ ka mkpụrụ obi ezuru ike na ndokwa.
Okay, Apostle Chuks.
Chris, before you go ahead, we'll try. I'm on a time at Drozy and he keep on up and waiting. Na Nigeria now, Oba my email daily. I hear me on your open you opportunity to question. Man, open I hear me or the very brief. You might know Ajuro or Zach because Ajuro in before 51 of us to share a question time. You might know here the textbook go you did the question. So Abuna Ajuro na Ajuro sa then the way Juba Kwazo. I don't think I'm not.
So what can I invite the aspirant?
Mr. K. Felix, you've been given permission to unmute yourself. Good.
Am I live?
Yes, direct.
Yes.
Okay. I can zoom on once more. Or the more why. The questions, what the cameras and keep as well. Sarazi Abagobe, community development, and where plans to resuscitate it. The answer is yes. Again, we before. So apart from government effort, the behavior man and the about community development. And I, for one, we believe in it. I thank God when the village in on our platform, I so much believe in it. And not the same community development guide we are on Lagos. Government have within subvention, we no advice not from two new members sign. So we will do everything possible to continue with that trend. And make sure and they might not participate. And we see little things they might name. You will get a law. Health center in a village. I just never patronize here. I virtually came up the first 20 people among wherever. Before you know it, there were about 30, 40 people. The health center move on. A Diego name is not much. But somebody need to identify it, approach people to do it. So I ran on the question, and it is something we believe in. Then on electricity, somebody asked a question that would talk about security and now electricity. On electricity, first of all, have you identified the problem anyway? I think the answer is yes. One of the problems I'm aware of, energy and supply, is it utilized? Is it paid for? Can it be paid for? Briefly, two ways we'll put our voice. We know that electricity is very important for community to grow, for industries to strive. Kids able, onwe substation contain switch, gear switch, control switch, so to say. We never la cell. We will try to pressurize the EDC. Control switch in Ukpor. By the time we get there, what they tell us, we will report back to you. So that we know with confidence. Man, actually, I'm not the EDC now around here or control here. Man, no come up the buy. I am not from where I control. It's a control. That is one. Then, secondly, presently, in the absence of a prepaid meter, there is something we want to talk to Ukpor or sell to Ukpor if it's viable. And when you have the professionals, and we meter, they call it maximum demand meter. The maximum demand meter now they installed na transformers. Or na transformers get a lot no expensive to install. Even good to know the actual energy gathered to each transformer. And then that transformer will be able to read the meter and get the bill, a water bill. Or I agree, and nobody ever goes about that maximum demand meter. At the end of every month, the EDC are going a manner that what we are actually paying for is what we used. That could have its own disadvantages if we get to the point, because now energy is something that if generated cannot be taken back. So if the energy is pushed to Ukpor, we must pay for it, whether used or unused or not used well. So we'll talk about that and agree on what we will do on issue of that one. Then I'm in about 2015 or thereabout, Ukpor youth movement took up the matter with EEDC, and they went as far as NEC forum. They now moderated the activities, and they got a judgment in their favor or in favor of Ukpor, whichever one that would better applied. Now, community billing will not be applicable to us, but presently we're going through it. My name now, onye nọ nso mmadụ nso na anụ isi eze. By the time we do this, open that maximum demand meter, it will make EEDC to push in more energy to us to make more money from us. It's all about business sense. That is what we intend to do in electricity. Then, onwe kwuru okwu si KKS we carry. Okay, onwe juru maka afọ Ukpor road. Abum onye ụlọ. Amam ihe na-ekwu, and more especially enwe high tension pole abịabagokwa na ọgbọ agbụ aha. We know all this. Two things. Ejere m for one trustee na Nnewi sometime. Ebo bibu na akweba na road. O jiri aka ya gbam mu chebe ma park moto. We bia ka ya bia gosi m ụzọ mmesi we bia. Around ka ụzọ bekwa kpọrọ mbụkwa major road. But what I noticed there, we were enough signs showing that this is a market. So onye ọbụla na agba ya agba as a market. Secondly, the other way around, Emana actually I hear in a judicial local government. We will work hand in hand with the local government chairman himself or the authorities to see how we make it, how we make the road. Man, when you see Ghana all over the world, or they as free as express road. If you come to Lagos, now Abomoto Marina or Martin Street, the popular Martin Street, the speed limit, you go see that you are passing through major road, even the Madonna, Ebana as well here. So this is what we will apply. Then somebody said, the politicians don't know. I think you asked a very tactical question. And it brings to my memory, and I'm somebody who believes in community leadership. At my age and level, and with a political party, when ID card, on identify go with. Because I believe when anybody produce more of political leaders than community leaders. And on both of them that way, I'm supposed to deal with it. I promise to be neutral as I have always been. A bob interest so body. A bob, I repeat, interest so body is where the leadership will tend towards. Because in the Kubomaka or the mobile. I think I've touched the question so far. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Open other ones, yeah, I'll be glad to answer.
Okay, we'll take with 3 questions now, and we'll try as much as possible to be brief and round it up. It's already 10:07 p.m. Nwa Igbo Chineme, ka anyị nụ ọnụ gị, ka anyị mara ajụjụ ị chọrọ ịjụ. Nwa Igbo Chineme.
So, more of video. I can't spotlight Nwa Igbo Chineme. So,
Nwa Igbo Chineme. Okay, ka anyị gaa to the next person. Ikechukwu Ndubuisi. Ị na-anụ ọnụ anyị?
Hold on.
Okay.
No, hold on. He just unmuted.
I'm unmuted.
Okay.
Am I permitted to speak on? Hello?
We can hear you.
Okay. I have a very basic question. We've all been speaking and asking about things that affect us as adults and the general welfare of every person. Now, one particular key point none of us is even thinking about. I go maybe a very short extent no I go in a community, community. I was part of the first people to write their WAEC in community after a very long period it wasn't done. Siri, so rest in peace, was a big role player to see that came off successfully, resulting in a use In fact, the result in Jigo, both my College of Education and university levels, both WAEC and Ukpor. I think myself, we all did well. We all did very well, because we are actually taught. But then something happened in 2017. My uncle Okwi, I didn't want with her assignments. I helped her solve nursery school fraction. And this girl came back from school on a Tuesday and said, "Brother Daramihenina, imagine a mathematics graduate failing a fraction, a primary school fraction, only primary 1 or thereabouts. Fraction 2/3 plus 4/7. And the teacher came back and said I failed it. Only for me to ask my uncle, Biko, let me go to this school and see how I failed this. I went there, I realized the fraction this girl now saw, or the lady, with due respect to her, was some of the numerators, some of the denominators, and that's your answer. You see, auntie, about mathematics. Now, that is a typical example of the upbringing these children have academically. And they grow up with that. Finally, I have a mass, my mass, or whatsoever. So, my chairman, sir, based on your Lagos portfolio, and my aspiring president, Biko, I would like you to help us address the issue of our education. My primary school, my secondary school, I'll have an idea I can share with, but the truth is our education is on bottom low. On bottom, if low, from community secondary school to for girls to even the private owned institution, the people they employ there as PTA teachers are nothing to write home about. They are teaching abstract rubbish. No apologies for that. They are teaching abstract rubbish. And these children grow up and find education difficult. I wonder only graduating from one of those schools with that kind of teaching, maybe an Unizik mathematics department, he or she will never succeed. He will never. Because verily they will pass WAEC by hook or crook. But once they are at the center stage of the world, where they face reality in education, they will fall short. So, Biko, I don't know if you have in any time looked at our education and at our academics. If you look at it now, it's falling, and really going down. I don't know if you have any plans for it. If you have, please help us with it. I really care about that. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Biko ni Igbo Chinenye nụrụ ihe anyị na-ekwu, o nwere ka ọ si na o nwere akọwa beta na amanchi on video. So ọ bụrụ na ihe anyị na-ekwu na IK you can namesake, you can mute yourself. So Igbo Chinenye, please go ahead and ask your question since you've been called up before. And also, while asking questions, can I make all as brief as possible, so that can do as on wiki drink here. You said you can hear us, so ask your question, or you have to unmute yourself first. Yes.
Thank you very much. So Aljomo Dinkenke, one I woke a Kuroki Bazo, Ometunaka, Nanukuti Hen Chorejo, here Basara Womazi, Nagona Bai. Makana, Omaze Hana Kuziri, Obuhun Kuzikan, Kuzri Hanon Kogo. Nkuga Hana Kugoroha, or Habunde Hano Mwaya Deme, UIU. 20 years in Abian. Or haven't they had a tea we are that chai, Makaya Bazum Omba, and Chukudeva Indo, na or the Nihu. So not the Nupumba, na as a town union, Naiti in Nupayan here, but so Oga de Makainu here when Azotiche, when we keep Makanka Habofu. And I won't work with Bazo, they may him net Kugozing, K Bobo. Adojan na Joe Bobo na. IG nwa wulo no kwa ka ma ejukwa na ode nke so na anaghị m ajụ anọ onwe ma na nwere ihe kpatara nji ajụ nna ya ukwu oke ụfọdụ ndị munuko ihe ha ji ụfọdụ ụmụ nwoke na-enwe obi mgbawa mgbe ụfọdụ ma ekwute etu ụfọdụ ihe si aga n'obodo anyị bụ Ukpor. Mgbe ụfọdụ na-adị ka ya sị na ha na-anya na-eneghara ha anya. Abịakwuo ọchịchị nke a na-azọ wee bụrụkwa onye ụmụnnuko na onye wọdụ nke isi na ya na-azụ ya. Ihe m chọrọ ịjụgo bụ kedu ọkpụrụkpụ ihe ị ga-eme ma ọ bụrụ na ọ gị bụ onye meriri n'ọchịchị a? Kedu ọkpụrụkpụ ihe ị ga-eme iji wee jide n'aka na ụmụnnuko na ịkpọkputere ha ka gị na ha nọrọ ka ofu, ma ọ bụ ihe ị nwere ike ịtụwaka ya n'ụmụnnuko iji wee mee ka ha nwee ike nọdosie ike ka ọchịchị na ihe na-eme under you nwee ike gaa ọfụma? Ya bụzi ihe m chọrọ ịtụkwasị n'elu ya. Daalụ m.
Okay, thank you. You can unmute yourself now. Biko, John Carter Ikwanu sisi na ihe made one major reason ya joju question ya jobu na need the motor park around the market because loading and offloading within the Ukpor within that axis be a major risk to lives of Ukpor. We'll call up Evans Obiekwe. Evans Obiekwe. Let me find you. Okay, Evans Obiekwe, you can ask your question. You're already unmuted. Evans, I know forget what your question again. Evans Obiekwe, your question again. I know he knew. Chris, you can speak. Maybe he's not hearing me.
Okay. Mazi Evans Obiekwe, in anụ ihe anyị na-ekwu. In anụ ihe anyị na-ekwu. Okay, ka anyị jụọ Izuelu Mba Hillary. Afọ m n'aka dị n'elu, anyị jụchazie so aka bụ onye for na list ndị weniri aka.
Yes, mana Ben Okeke, amaghị m na ọjụzi question na ọjụọ ọzọ. Let's just know. Izuelu Mba your honor, Izuelu Mba dị gonna spotlight.
Maazị Izuelu Mba, ị na-anụ ihe anyị na-ekwu?
I na-anụ ihe na-ekwu and you committed already. So okay, bụ maka gị si dinner na bed there, you know, peace and enjoy. Yeah, okwu ga na ọfụma. Not yet.
Telephone, oh, okay, we know what can do more for himself.
Mana I na nobody name around there. My idea no meet onwe gị then I had an here you ike did the question, then we can relate to the aspirant because I know well let's open when na mo wa dan ihe na-ekwu. I'm asking you to unmute again. Unmute first. Unmute. Okay. Yes, you've unmuted, but I think you're gonna side the bed dara obunike side the network do my bad.
It is not with the earphone now.
Oh, the kind of you can look it out, man. Because they are the question. Chat, they are at the chat. Onye ọzọ gụọ ya, we'll meet you. Chris, amazi m onwe onye ọzọ Ben Okeke, amazi m na omechazi kwuo mana ọ na-enwe issue with audio n'oge ahụ. That might be the last question I can take for today. Ben Okeke, I'm trying to unmute you. Open no. Yes.
Mazi Ben Okeke, ị na-anụ ọnụ anyị?
Anyị na-anụ ihe na-ekwu.
Anyị na-anụ ihe na-ekwu.
Yes, good. Ngwa dey ye. Chris, so far so good. Ka anyị nyegodi the candidates ohere ka ọza nke ajụ.
Okay, so why didn't?
Your answer.
Okay. Once more, I can name on there many. Here they come up with you. I noted your suggestion. Maybe the motor park no more, if I understand it perfectly. My name is motor park. When they say, and the air motor park under high tension, another issue. But here like obi kuro animal like enabo dibe kato waja oto inke. That suggestion is highly noted. Then a very good one. First of all, about Umunuko. One, I've tried to avoid this all this while. For whom my aspiration as Okechukwu versus Umunuko, or was 6 versus Umunuko, or I don't know how to put it. Mana Onyu Umunuko Munana contest theater. She's somebody I've known for a very long time. I'm a Nabian Opota. And when I did the Muru 5, I should be one of them. Mana Munaiji, may I agree that here they are stake now with the interest of Ukpor, not my personal interests, not his personal interests. So I wouldn't want somebody to attach here interest Umunuko specifically. I believe whom Umunuko is marginalized. Mana, the question I want to take about Gene when he may Umunuko. Yes. Maybe because of in my speech before. With the 10 million. That only Josie, but I will accept it. We are raw here. For God's sake, and I knew initially, or even till now, and now. At that time, and I think that's what was he talking about. Then, in the community development, the community, the duty of the central leadership will be to encourage every village. As you're talking about, I'm a Nokaka. Na benchek no knows na Zubwe. Those are community efforts. In your daily, the central body to encourage them. Those are the father to get abu na Usibuka no Mohama. I'm before now, they tell those I got girls before. But all community efforts. I'm under so many projects before now or far long. I do a community development. Therefore, I need to sectionalize here or Umunuko. I don't want to go into say and I'm marginalizing that because when they have a lot of things that has happened in Ukpor. You might go to bed with a different impression. Many divide more than bringing us together. Because we can emphasize now what brings us together more than what divides us. Then on the education, I thank God when they buying on the insurer. It's a good development. Man, constructively, we will engage in the ministry in charge of education in our local government. Thank God, Obo. I'm an old boy in Ubo as well. People are contributing to make it work, to make the education side work. In Lagos branch, we'll contribute the little we can. In central body, we'll contribute the more we can. The most important thing is to provide an enabling environment for investors to come in. for supervisors to come in. With that, I think we'll make a greater Ukpor. Thank you.
Okay, IHE back to Ben Okeke. Let's see if he has been able to resolve. Otherwise, we'll call on Santos to give closing remarks. And we might also give you some time, the aspirants, to also give your final remarks. Good. Before we call on Santos to give closing remarks. Hello, sir. We still can't hear you.
You can write your question down and we'll read it out. We can hear you. And also I brought also question Ajule back I use now. Only open can come up with questions. Mecha okay provide right to Sirichi. Only open I send their question. Mande Azareba Manda Yazaha. You know. Because I do a question from Eba which I Hanana. So kai watch Azu. Chris, is konye oku before about Santos before oku, which one?
Konye closing remarks before Santos oku.
Okay.
Am I on?
Yes, you're on.
It's okay. My closing remarks will be very brief. I will thank you so much. First of all, I want to thank the organizers of this interaction. Unfortunately, my friend and brother is not here. I would want to encourage other platforms to organize such a debate. I will attend, no matter where and no matter who is organizing it. I have no strings attached. I want to employ you guys, Bikun, and wine, the buying. The question will not end here. I'm on UPA platform. My number is there. My contact is available for anybody. Reach me anytime. I will enjoy na mother on the phone. Okay, na achievement getting targeted to say angame. Mob men to a mob case into a man because dog get the book where's it? Ufonya has somebody na. Bikun officially can we platform are your delegates never to become the PG. One thing before I leave this forum now. Afambu okay, Felix okay. Who decide the error or I'm standing on my two legs. If I'm not for more for Nankoras, more for ne Mudike, more for no you Mohama. Because sensible okay, they many. I'm gonna at that point, for my view, I stand by it and will defend it, except not taking the executive approval, more getting the General Assembly approval. On a platform anybody could push around. I take advices, I take ideas of other people to make things work for our community. Man, open the way on a bay. Again, permission where we have a meeting. But when you meet a outside, you may call, go over me, put a meeting with him, be good. Rule it out in my own person. I have said my name. I remain who I am and will remain who I am. I'm on some people definitely, no matter what you tell them, you're not convince them to vote for me. For just reasons. I don't blame them. But I may change you where may believe who to win the election. After all, country and nobody, I repeat, nobody will stay in his house and dictate for me. Edo State said it. We can say it in Ukpor. Alone I can talk. But together we can speak. Let us speak and speak for good. Ukpor,
Amen. It's quite a long night. Amam ka Santos in anụnụ anyị. Maazị Santos.
Santos.
Maazị Santos Ugochukwu.
Anọ m.
Okay, biko ka inye anyị closing remarks.
Okay.
Sorry, before Santos ekwu okwu. Samuel Ugochukwu nke anyị Santos Mega mara bụ the National Vice Chairman of the Patriotic Forum. Then I organizing here. So he's giving his closing remarks on that status as the National Vice Chairman. Then I organize Zoom from here on social media platform. Not the national chairman or whatever honor officially. So Santos the neutral. So Santos, give us the closing remarks so that you can close for the night.
Okay, the men on the by. Na ekene nke ikpeazụ na nchịkọta ihe gbasara ọgbakọ anyị taa. Na mbụ ana m ekene Chineke onye mere ka this atụmatụ niile a wee bụrụ ihe ga-apụta ife n'ụbọchị taa. Bụrụ a successful one so far. So ana m ekene Chineke n'ihe niile. Ana m ekene ndị be anyị bụ ndị Ukpor Patriotic Forum. Bụ ndị tụpụtara atụmatụ a. N'oge ize wepụtara atụmatụ a, onye ọbụla nabatara ya nke ọma. Anyị wee sị ka anyị gaa n'iru na ya. Na-ekenekwa ndị nọ na the committee of Zuma. Mụ onwe m na Bunike Ọhaegbu na Ikerion na Chris Ifeanyị na Amaeze. Ana m ekene personally because ihe m ji si na bụ na Bunike Ọhaegbu bụ nye a wepụtara the idea na the general WhatsApp group Ukpor Patriotic Forum. So before I wenyezie anyị ọrụ a, enye anyị eti m na Ikerion na Ifeanyị na Amaeze na Chris ka anyị wee nwee ike gaa n'iru were mee. So oge anyị na-ediscuss eji m afa ndị UPF Ukpor Patriotic Forum wee na-ekene Ikerion onye wepụtara his own Zoom platform free of charge ka e wee hazie ọgbakọ a. Ekenekwanụ m ndị nwanne anyị nwoke bụ Oke Felix na-achọrọ ịzọ ọchịchị PG Ukpor maka na ọ bụrụ na ya fụrụ taa mbọ niile a gbara ndị mmadụ nọcha ọha bụ ihe metara ya ha sị na ọ metara mkpụrụ maka ndị fada fụrụ n'ụlọ ụka ka ọ na-agwa Chukwu. So anyị na-ekene wee na-ekenekwa ụmụnne anyị niile. Nke bụ eziokwu bụ na ihe a bụ nke mbụ and ọ dị egwu. So ana m asị ka anyị jide ka anyị ji ụmụnne anyị nke a bụ nke mbụ ndị Ukpor na-eme ihe dị otu a, ma ndị nọ obodo oyibo mba dị iche iche. After m ndị nọ South America, Americans and Turkey, UK and so forth. So many of our brothers nọ far and near. Like mụnwa na-ekwu okwu nọ Nnewi. Mana enwekwara ụmụnne anyị ndị nọ Jos, Lagos and so many places. Ma nke nọ kpọrọ na ma nwanne anyị nwoke nnukwu senior brother anyị kpọrọ si na ya n'Ukpor. So ihe enu oyibo butere nụ anyị wee na-esonyesi ike because nke bụ eziokwu bụ nke a bụ my first time na participate na Zoom meeting. So ezigbo improvement ka ọ bụ to all of us. So na-ekene ụmụnne anyị niile na-asị na ọ ya dịrị anyị mma. Ụmụnne anyị nọ na mba, ụmụnne anyị nọ na mba ofesi, ụmụnne anyị nọgasị n'obodo a, mbọ niile anyị na-agba ka ọ dị mma dịrị Ukpor mma. Ka anyị nwee ọganihu, ka anyị nwee ebe anyị akpọba anyị, ebe bụ ebe dị mma ya bụ anyị nata. Anyị enwe aṅụrị na-asị na nke a bụ nke anyị. Mbọ niile anyị na-agba ka ọ dị etu anyị ha na n'iyi. Onye nwe anyị ga-eme ka o guzosie ike. Ọ ga-enyere anyị aka n'ụzọ niile n'ime mmụọ ma na mpụta ihe. dịka anyị na-achọ ezigbo ihe ka ezigbo ihe na-eme n'ezinụlọ anyị, na-eme n'ebe anyị na-arụ ọrụ, na-eme n'ebe anyị na-azụ afịa, na-eme n'ụmụ anyị na-echekwudowe ka anyị nwee ike dewere ha ihe dị mma ka ha wee fụ ebe ha guzoro wee too n'ụzọ zuru ezu. Wee na-asị na Chineke ga-agọzi onye ọbụla n'ime anyị n'aha onye nwe anyị bụ Jizọs Kraịst of Nazareth. Amen.
Amen.
Okay.
Amen.
Dalio, Chris, Agwagonu, Chris bụ nwanne anyị nwoke bụ the anchor of this program, bụ a pilot. Let me tell you one thing about Chris that got me attracted to him. O nwere mgbe ọ flashara n'elu na-adụ obe ha, ọ bụ na ndị be ha nọ n'aka ọtụrụ ọkụ ha, o je were ọkụ ndị NEPA kọtụ ebe a tinye sola na be nna na ebe parents ebi n'ụlọ. So he's a fantastic guy, and I'm happy that he's showing interest in Ukpor. I think he's doing his PhD in Canada. He did his master's in US, and he's working with an international company. From when the US and the have a meeting. I'm going to keep by today. I'll run on Morocco, keep away boss, I'll run on Australia. Augustine Ukpor, and I thank God that they were able to create over 2 hours. Everybody know here created 2 hours to be here. And then the Mecca Oguna Bunya my flyers I can Bunya made free of charge. Darling.
Hey Mesa. Okay.
Chris, before you mention Umuada, now it's Wuhana there too much. Oh, I won't ask too much, but I want to have done it to an I hate quiet. Has a Nzube Igwesi or Gas Santos Biko Kenani Bumada. We are part of it.
Very important.
Santos, Eme Hadaka has a
Anna Valano, Umada, Ndada Valano. Nam Ekenes one make an honor, not like Equesquadi can only send or did him fair. Ono na Bambo, na Basim Weekend. Oh, one ono bada n'elu so I am on in nine and non economic and general. So I'm making a one knows operation. Dịka ihe gbasara ba anyị na-emetụ unu n'obi, Chineke agọzie unu n'ụzọ pụrụ iche n'ihe niile nke unu na-eme n'aha Jizọs.
Santos ọ bụ so ukwu anụ gụọ ndị ada anyị na-eri. O nwere ada anyị introduce onwe na ya bụ secretary ndị Ukpor na US. Onye introduce onwe na ya bụ vice chairman. So na ha sokwuzi arụ ọrụ kịta. Ha so egote anụ egbu egbu.
Ala gosi na mụ na ụmụada biko ike ha dị m. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Biko, thank you very much. Ekene Dilonyo Obuna. And I may follow up with the organization North America. I may follow up. I'm like Izozumana and only don't up. So thank you very much. I'm very grateful. I must tell you, very grateful. And a lot of faces to names. You know, I so much love it. That I'm a Nachi General Nigeria. So I want you. So thank you very much. Chris.
Okay, and to the suggestion, even only attack on Facebook, okay, make a mention of that UIU thing, said the same thing. I should try as much as possible to join, and I acknowledge that advice there, that I need to be part of a branch. So hopefully, maybe on my own accord, I will decide whether I call Uromi branch or Johannesburg branch come I belong to. So that and
we are making progress. If you go, at least even for this, we're making progress. You know? making progress.
I thank God for this meeting. It's a very good initiative. In fact, I was interested in being part of it. Maka, a lot of things will be discussed. And I can bet you that even
you can stop recording and unmute everybody.
Okay.
You can stop recording and then unmute everybody so that we can now exchange banters for people who have.